Happy afternoon on a beautiful Saturday here in London and across the UK, really. Welcome back to DR Sports for another Saturday football show with myself, AGT. It's a beautiful occasion. It always is on the Saturday football show. Great show. And we've got another one for you today. Man like Matisse in the Austria shirt, I believe.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Thank you. Yeah. Random, makes no sense, but I had to blend in with the Arsenal fans in Finsbury Park, so that's what I went for. Snuck in there like nobody noticed. It was fantastic.
No, exactly. He blended in well. Somewhat of a chameleon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for.
Love to see it.
Somewhat of a chameleon.
Right, Nicky from West Ham Fan TV is in the studio. He's blessed us with his presence today as well. How are you doing, fella?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Looking forward to a good show. Got some massive fixtures. Nicky's just shown us a picture of his mate, who he reckons looks like Danny Ings. And
He
let's
looks
let's
exactly
have a
like
look.
him.
Yeah.
Didn't have one of his top on, or he does look very like Danny Ings.
does.
Just
He
confirm.
really
Just
looks
coming
like
into
him,
us, that it looks exactly like him. If you are watching this right now, remember to like. Make sure you get your comments in. You know we like to read them out as well, and subscribe to DR Sports if you haven't already. This close from 215,000 subscribers, so make sure you do it for us. Right, we've just watched the Aston Villa Everton game, boys. Very good result in the end for Steven Gerrard and Aston Villa.
Hung on in the end.
Hung on in the end. I mean, if the game went on maybe 5 more minutes, it could have been a different story. But mentally, how big a win is that for Villa and Gerrard?
Of course, it's nice to get a win. First win of the season for Villa. I thought the quality was poor.
Yeah.
I thought quality from both teams were poor. Everton doesn't seem to. I mean, I know they've signed Tarkowski and Cody at the back, but they're still pretty poor. I think the quality all around the pitch was poor. It's a pretty poor game to watch. You're always going to get a good finish in Danny Ings. He's always got that in him. A good second goal from Buendia, who doesn't do that enough. He could have a big season this season, but. It just and then they showed their frailty straight from the kick-off, went and conceded, and you know I don't think it's going to have done either team too much. Obviously Villa got the points, but it's not going to be like that boost. You know, no one wiped each other. It was a really poor game to watch.
Yeah, neither team laid down a marker.
No, that's the word I was looking for.
Like
Matisse,
it was. From what I've seen, it was a poor game as well. Like just a lack of quality, but maybe it's the heat as well. It's quite hot, so maybe it's just the players are tired. You can see players are pulling up constantly. Injuries. Everton have had so many injuries in the first 2 games. In the game we played against them last weekend, their defenders going off. This game they have players going off. Onana got a very harsh lesson into the Premier League. Comes onto the pitch, he's trying to do the right things, trying to stamp his authority, and he gives away the ball in possession, and they literally score from it. It's punished immediately, but. The amount of saves that Martin has made at the end, wow. The guy, you know, Arsenal let him go, obviously. Villa, I think he was one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier in his first season at Villa.
Do you know what I did?
Yeah.
Do you know what I did see in that game? It looked again. Look, West Ham were like this last week, and I was obviously at the West Ham game last week, and I noticed this in a few of the other games, like the Nottingham Forest games, a lack of fitness. I think there's a distinct lack of fitness, and I think that comes with the Premier League coming a couple of weeks earlier. They just haven't got the same preparation in. They haven't put the same work in. You had that late international break where a lot of the internationals didn't come back until 2 weeks after the rest. I think you're going to see that for a couple of weeks. I think a distinct lack of quality.
Yeah, and obviously the fitness does relate to the injuries as well. As you mentioned, so many people going down today. A lot of centre-backs getting injured at the minute up and down the league. It's incredible. You look at Liverpool, Everton, how many centre-backs they've had. West Ham, even Villa today. Unbelievable. Diego Carlos almost going off at the end there. Speaking of late starts, we should remind you that Tapping Toes is supposed to be here, but he's late. So I want to kind of make some kind of forfeit for him. You guys will be aware of this, we'll be aware of this, but when he comes into the studio, he won't be aware of this. So, you know, he is on the way, he is late due to the train strikes, if you want to, you know, believe him on that one. But
in the building, if there's an Arsenal
what
scarf.
can we do?
I mean, I've just clocked some scarves there. Obviously, he really doesn't like West Ham. I see a West Ham scarf there. I think he should have to wrap that round.
Yeah, for 5 minutes or something?
Minimum.
Minimum.
At least enough time for a screen recording for the viewers.
Yeah. Well, listen, let us know in the comments what you think. You know we don't like people being late to the show. That's not what we're about. But because he is late, any old school forfeits, Nicky, that you used to do back in the day?
Just make him down a beer or something.
Make him down a beer?
Yeah.
He's
Does
a
he
drinker,
drink?
I think
isn't
he'd want to do that.
I know, they're really cold.
It's really hot as well.
I'll be honest, I just down one before we came on here.
I don't think that would actually end up.
Do you know what? I would take. I think that's quite good. Down a beer.
Yeah.
Obviously,
whilst wearing a West Ham and Arsenal.
Whilst wearing this West Ham scarf, yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
I really need that scarf in there.
Because you're late, and do you know what? I mean, he's 7 minutes late. Well, he's probably an hour late, if I'm honest. But 7 minutes into the show, I think if it gets to 20, then we start revving it up in terms of force fit.
I'm going to stick up for him, and I don't stick up for Tottenham fans many times.
Fair enough.
Train strike today.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah.
There's a train strike today.
Well, listen, I hope you get here soon, Tobes. If you're watching this, mate, you already know what we've got planned for you. But yeah, West Ham, a scarf, and down a beer. As things stand, that could change. Whereas Matty says Anfield Reds, he'll be back on the show very soon. Big up to everyone getting involved in the comments. Sean with the super chat. Is Nicky Hooter bound tomorrow? Pre-match meal?
Probably. More than likely.
Couple of wings, is it?
Couple of wings.
Couple of wings. Love to see it.
Couple of fires, you know?
Yeah, that's it, mate. Why do Villa make it hard to be a Villa fan, says James Hill. Well, obviously, we've just been talking about it now. Gerrard buzzing with those 3 points. But, yeah, I guess Villa were kind of cruising when they scored that second goal. And then as soon as kickoff happens, it's an own goal in the end. But Anona makes a big impact coming on straight away.
He's in the building.
Toby is in the building. Is that confirmed? Do we have a sighting?
Do we have a
I just saw him.
We have a sighting. Oliver saying, great, Nicky's back. Alier saying, Toby, where is he? Well, he's just turned up. The Villa game was boring as F. Toby, here he is. He's late, but he's here.
Lateness is greatness. I create slogans for people like him.
I had a long ass day already, man. And, no trains are running as well because there's strikes. So, boy,
unfortunately, it's been decided by the guys in the chat that you do have to do a small forfeit for being somewhat fairly late due to the aforementioned, train strikes.
Yeah, train strike.
So what we're going to need you to do is, you see that West Ham scarf there?
No.
What you're going to do is you're going to down a beer.
What was going to do, right? It started at West Ham, and it was going to ramp up to Chelsea.
Not happening.
If he was an hour late, he was going to go to Arsenal.
Bro, you're late, so it's got to be done.
Doesn't matter.
They're the rules.
No one can force me.
Will you down a beer then? You've got to down a Corona, a nice cold Corona. I might have one as well.
I don't really want to drink today, though.
This guy.
So basically,
what are you going to do?
Basically, he's not doing anything.
You've got to sort this out, mate.
Jason, come on, mate.
Who's going to make me? Who's strong enough here to make me?
5 seconds of the West Ham
this time I'm going to use my strength. I'm going to bully my way in. Who's going to force me to do these forfeits?
All right, well, listen. Is this your debut on the Saturday football show?
It is.
And he's coming on late and giving it all the chest.
You know what? I'll do the beer forfeit there.
All right, there we go. We'll down the beer. Right, I do have to mention, like an old school football stadium announcer, that there is a car that needs to be moved outside
Whose is it?
In the car park, and it's yours, Nicky, unfortunately.
Of course it is.
Yo, this show.
Do we have the number plate on that?
It's ridiculous.
No. Said one with the pink fluffy dice, so it must be yours.
I'll be back.
Old school, that, isn't it? Proper old school, that. I love doing stuff like that. Wow. But yeah, Nicky, thanks for moving that, and I'll see you very shortly. You might as well bring the beers in a minute. Toby's got the old Trebor extra strong mints today.
Does anyone want one?
Have you been doing anything beforehand that would allow your breath to...
I've just played football. That's all I've done
today.
But you can't play football.
I can play.
Did you have a shower after?
I'm just not good at it. Of course I had a shower.
Oh, yes, it's very hot.
Of course I had a shower.
Speed training, preparing himself.
No, we had a friendly.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay, nice though. Yeah. How are you anyway? It's nice to see you again, as always, bro.
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously better with the season that we potentially might have and the start we had last week. So I'm great, man. I'm great. It's good to be here.
I've never really seen you with this energy before.
Yeah, man. The thing is, you've met me. You met me in a period where Spurs were completely mudded, and now Conte's here for the whole season. Our squad's improved. Like it's good, man. It's happy days. It's not perfect. It's not elite, but it's good. It's much better than what we had before.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. People in the comments asking for a arm wrestle between Matisse and Toby. Says Thompsy.
You'll get wasted. You'll get wasted. I might snap his arm off.
All right. Well, let's try and not promote violence on the channel.
No, I'm saying,
what kind of day?
So hang on, you're late.
This guy's come to our
shout at everyone.
Our show.
Yeah.
Our show. He's come late.
And he's trying to fight and snap people's arms.
This is mad.
What is this? You think this is the big six?
All I said is, obviously, you're going to put all your strength into
This
it.
is
No, I'm not.
before
I'm not.
9 p.m.
You know
this
what?
show. This isn't the big 6, 10 o'clock start. This is a 2:30.
Yeah.
Saturday football show. Know where you are, fella.
No violence. And also, I wouldn't put all my strength into it because I know I'm going to lose. So I would restrain myself from injury and just keep the arm flimsy and ready to cave if need be. Tactics.
Right, okay.
Your
This is
arm's
very
flimsy
weird
anyway.
chat. Why is Matisse wearing red?
Because
Says Justin,
red is
we've
not
already
banned.
spoken about that.
Red's not banned. Can I not wear red?
Well,
But why though?
Because it's, I don't know. It's
he was
Austria. It's a
blending
nice
in with
kit.
the Arsenal fans.
When
around
did you?
Finsbury
Why,
Park.
why do you even have an Austria kit?
It's a nice kit. Do you not think it's a nice kit? I think it's a nice
It's an
kit.
average kit.
All right. Well, I think it's
But
a
I'm
nice
saying,
kit.
why do you have
What
it? though?
size is that?
Why
I
do
don't
you
know,
have
small
it?
something. Why do I have it?
Yeah.
Because stepdad's Austrian, so I've got a legitimate
Is that a good
reason.
reason?
That's a good reason. Yeah,
I've got a legitimate
That's
reason.
a perfectly valid reason. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm now being
There you go.
interrogated on my own show. This is ridiculous today, isn't
It's
it?
your show, yeah. It's your show.
Yes, this
You're
is
the
my
boss.
yes,
You're
this
the-
is my show.
It's your show. Okay, cool. If it's your show, then let me shit on it even more. So
Oh
yeah.
wow! Swear words as well. It's crazy. The panel. Wow, you're coming like Harlem, bro. You waste. Jamal says the panel is defo elite, moving like Barca 08 midfield. The reserves. No, I'm
Nah,
joking.
man. Who would you be? Who would you be in that team if it's Barca 08?
I think it would have to be Yaya
Mascherano.
Toure.
Oh no, I was gonna say Yaya. You be
Mascherano.
No, he's a
you be
centre-back,
like
man.
Busquets or something, man.
You reckon Busquets?
Yeah, Busquets. Yeah.
Go on, I'll
he's-
take Busquets.
yeah.
He's still there now. Just.
Yeah, I'll
Actually,
be-
do you know what? I'm not even giving any credit to Barca. I'm putting slander on their name. I don't want to give them no props for what year or which manager or player because
Yeah.
the way they're moving right now, and if there's any Barca fans watching,
Yeah.
no es justo que está haciendo.
Yeah.
Es ilegal. Okay?
Oh,
This-
look at Alex.
It's
he
not
can-
fair.
Oh,
What you're doing is
Someone's
illegal.
bilingual.
Spanish.
Someone's
Oh,
bilingual.
look at me! I can speak Spanish.
5 minutes he's been
Oh,
on.
Spanish friend.
I don't even get. To be fair, Matty's the same as that. He is the same. Right, let's get into some lineups because we're about 15, 16 minutes away from 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League, right? We've got some big ones today.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Leicester City. We were mobbed and surrounded by Arsenal fans on the way to the office today. Brighton versus Newcastle United at 3 o'clock. Man City at home to Bournemouth as well. And of course, Southampton at home to Leeds, with Wolves at home to Fulham. Brentford, Manchester United at 5:30 as well, by the way. But let's get into some of the lineups for Arsenal. Let's go through this. Very interesting to see Ben White start at right back for once. So it's Ramsdale, Ben White, Saliba making his home debut today for Arsenal, maybe 4 years after they signed him. So apparently Gabriel and Zinchenko are there as well. And in midfield, you've got the captain, Martin Odegaard, Partey and Xhaka, Saka, Jesus and Martinelli up front as well. And on the bench for Arsenal, Tierney, Smith-Rowe, Nketiah, Holding, Tomiyasu, Pepe, Lokonga, El Neni and Matt Turner as well. Do you know what? That's one of the strongest Arsenal sides in terms of the names and the bench I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's a strong Arsenal
Still
team.
not. The bench is still not strong enough, but you're right. I think that the first 11 is pretty spread out in terms of quality. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there's
No
no
weak points.
there's no uneven sort of surfaces there in terms of quality. Maybe, in fact, Granit Xhaka, I think you can upgrade on Granit Xhaka easily.
Yeah.
But throughout the team, it looks like they've got a nice technical base to work with. But
I think Martinelli's. It's going to be interesting to see if he steps up this season. I want him on Saka's level from last year.
yeah,
minimum.
right, man.
100%.
He's overgassed, man.
What, Martinelli?
He's a good talent, but he's overgassed by Arsenal.
He needs to step up.
He is,
Otherwise, you could
let's
say
be real.
he's another player that you could upgrade on
Yeah.
that left wing. Really,
100.
If
I
you're
think
looking at
they-
the left wingers in the league.
I think they
level.
need another attacker. I've been saying this all summer, but that's
Yeah.
just me.
Yeah.
Interesting. For Leicester, Danny Ward starts in goal, the former Liverpool goalie. Tim Castagne, 5 at the back today with Fofana, the much coveted Fofana
Tank.
from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Will they get their man? Will he get injured today? That would rule everything out.
Let's
I
not-
guess.
let's not-
Let's
let's not
obviously
put
not
that
hope
into
for
the
that.
atmosphere.
But Johnny Evans, Marty, and Justin as well as part of the back 5 with Tielemans, Ndidi, Maddison, Dewsbury Hall, who I think is a hugely underrated player.
He's a good
Dewsbury Hall,
player.
I think he's
I
a
like him.
baller, old school baller. And then Jamie Vardy through the middle as well. Soyuncu, Brighton, Iheanacho, Perez, Daka, Mendy, Pryor on the bench. These are good players as well. That's
Decent
a strong,
bench.
strong bench
Decent
for
bench.
Leicester as well as they travel to the Emirates. Can they get anything in that 3 o'clock kickoff today? Brighton at home to Newcastle. They line up with Sanchez in goal, Veltman, Duncan and Webster. With Jesse March, not Jesse March, with Sonny March, is that his name?
Solly March.
Solly March. Pascal Gross, fresh from scoring 2 goals away at Old Trafford last week to win the game for Brighton, who started the season really well. McAllister, Saicedo, Trossard, Lallana, the ex-Liverpool legend, Premier League winner, Champions League winner, and Danny Welbeck up front. Thank you very much, Nicky. We also need a bottle opener if possible, and he's got one. So, folks, you're not getting away with this one, fella. Thank you very much, Nicky.
I need the beer to cool down.
Lamptey, Coolwell, again, some big names on the bench for Brighton. Newcastle, Nick Pope in goal, the sensation on social media yesterday. Do you know why that was?
Nah. What?
Something to do with Burger King. Anyway, if you can let us know what that was actually about in the comments, because we all saw it, but we don't know what it's about, do we? We'd like to give you the information on the Saturday.
The only replies I was getting was, I said explain it in football terms. They said Nick Pope in the comments. That's all they said.
Yeah, I don't understand. Nice one, bro. Trippier at right back, Shah, who scored an absolute belter last week. He's got 2 identical goals.
He's got that in his locker, to be fair.
6'7", I think it is. Dan Burn, Sven Botman as well, starting at left back today, which is very interesting considering his height and what they brought him in to do.
I imagine they'll switch because Burn has played left back for Brighton, right? So I imagine.
Yeah, he was the tallest left back in Premier League.
Never seen a 6'7" left back, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do think, obviously, I think Botman can play in the fullback position, but I reckon they'll swap.
Yeah, all of the comments are just saying Nick Pope.
Yeah, again, that doesn't help us. If you could actually explain the reasons why. And then Willock, Bruno Guimaraes, Joel Linton in midfield. That's what they've started off the season with. And again, another start for Miguel Almiron, who plays up front with Wilson, who's on fire at the minute, and St. Maximum as well. And on the bench, Dubravka, Dummett, Lascelles, still club captain, Matt Ritchie, Javier Manquillo, Wood, Murphy, Anderson and Longstaff as well. So again, probably the strongest side Newcastle could put out. Man City at home to Bournemouth. They start with Edison.
I think Almiron is in the strongest side Newcastle can play
there.
They need to sign a winger. They need to sign a winger, really.
So they got Wilson,
Maximum.
Fraser, is he still there?
Fraser's injured, I think, at the
Even
minute.
still, you could upgrade on Fraser. This is why they've been looking at wingers. They've been linked with Harvey Barnes.
No, it's not an upgrade,
Murphy?
is it?
Almiron
runs, though. You know you're going to get the legs.
Yeah, but that's all he does, though.
But sometimes just that is just enough, sometimes.
This is why they're looking
in these
for a winger.
kind of games,
But
Newcastle, Brighton.
like you said, Matisse, this is evidently clear why they need a wide man. That's why they're targeting a wide man this summer.
Yeah.
Man City at home, Edison in goal, Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Ake and Cancelo at the back for City. De Bruyne, Rodri and Gundogan, Mahrez, Haaland and Phil Foden start. And then on the bench, Stones, Grealish, Alvarez, Silva. Unbelievable names there on the bench. £100 million Jack Grealish on the bench, not starting again. For Bournemouth, Travers in goal, Lerma, Metham and Kelly at the back with Smith, Pearson, Cook and Stacey in the midfield. Tavernier, Christie and Kiefer Moore up top, who scored a great header last week. Any chance there for Bournemouth whatsoever?
They're getting smoked.
No, not for me. No chance.
No chance at all. Bazunu in goal then for Southampton as they host Leeds. Walker Peters, Bella, Bednarek and Salisu at the back with Gineppo, Ward-Prowse, Lavia, Armstrong, Adams and El Yanusi. And then Meslier, Christensen, Koch, Lorente, Strojic, I say that every week when I have to read his name out.
Yep.
Rocker, Adams, Aronson, Rodrigo, Harrison and Patrick Bamford keeping his role up top for Leeds. And finally we have Wolves at home to Fulham. The Sarr in goal, Johnny, right back, Collins, Kilman and Out-Nuri. And then Dendonk and Neves, Podence, Gibbs, White, Neto and Hwang Hee-Chan up front.
It's Guedes on the bench.
Guedes on the bench. Willy Bolly on the bench. Traore, is that Adama?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's in last year in his contract.
Yep. He was trying to get a move.
Will he have an impact today? Let us know.
I think he'll be sold for the transfer
in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I think they want to cash in. To be honest,
no one's come in for him now, have they? So
because he ain't good enough, unfortunately. But
we just had a super chat in from Anthony Joshua. Thank you very much. And it simply says, "Down that Corona, Toby."
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to cool down.
No.
I mean, I'm waiting.
Cool down.
Not
We've
cool
been
down.
waiting
Sorry.
for you to come.
I'm waiting
So
for it
we
to be
need
less cool. I just had some work done on my teeth, and they're quite sensitive.
Cheers,
so
man.
I can't drink extremely hot or cold fluid. So I need the perfect temperature.
Temperature.
Yeah.
Temperature.
All right.
I'll down it. Don't worry.
When 3 o'clock comes in 8 minutes, I want to see that gone.
All right, cool.
Big up to you, AJ. Hope you win your fight, mate. If it is the real one.
Is it this weekend he's fighting? The real one against?
Yeah.
Is it? You know, there's been minimal
No hype.
advertised.
Yeah.
No
advertising
hype, no
for
marketing, nothing. I didn't even
In
know that was
Saudi as
happening.
well, you know.
I didn't even know that was happening.
Maybe that's why, because if they publicised that they were doing it in Saudi, people would
People
know,
go
like,
nuts, yeah. It must be on purpose anyway that they haven't mentioned too much.
It's tonight, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Right, as I mentioned, 8 minutes away from kickoff. It's next Saturday. Is
Next
the fight?
Saturday.
It's
next
next
Saturday.
Saturday.
Next Saturday. Makes sense.
8 minutes till kickoff. So I thought we'd bring up a little topic to get us kicked off before we actually get into the madness of reporting all the Premier League scores as they go in, and the Championship, and League 1 and 2. That's why we're better, in my humble opinion, than Gillette Soccer Saturday. But there you go. We're doing it a bit different. Right, the first topic I wanted to bring up today is Gerrard versus Lampard. As managers, there's been many debates. Do you think this result today, Toby, because we haven't actually spoke to you about this one today, does this have any bearing on maybe who you think will have the better season, will be the better manager? How do you see it?
No, I think Gerrard quite evidently should have the better season, because Gerrard has a significantly better squad and has better resources at his disposal. But I must admit, I only tuned in. I only got back home and was tuned into the second half, and from the match I was watching before I left, it looked like it was Everton that were piling on the pressure on Villa. And I actually think there's more pressure. I think there's equal amounts of pressure on both managers, because I feel like with Gerrard, he spent tons of money, and I feel like there's pressure in a sense where there needs to be a return on their investment. Whereas Lampard, I feel like he's equally under pressure, but for different reasons. He's under pressure because he needs to effectively keep this team up. They got so much riding on Premier League survival. They got their new stadium that they're building. They got compliance with FFP. They got players on relatively like big money as well. So they can't afford to go down. So there's massive pressure on Lampard to succeed. But I'll be real, like if they're not a good side and they're not going to win many games, but I mean, if they can situate the amount of attacking scenarios that we saw today, then they might have as good a chance as any of staying up, to be honest, because at the very least they were able to attack. It's just they're still quite toothless in front of goal. That's the problem.
I think that's the problem, is that, you know, defensively, I was saying to Robbie, Laurie, just before we come on air. I was going to call him Lyle. I'm saying to Laurie just before, you know, they've plugged a couple of holes in their defence, certainly, but they had 4 leaks in their boat, and they've plugged 2. You know, you're still going to go down with 2 holes in a boat if you're trying to keep afloat. And I think their problem is, you know, there's no Calvert-Lewin again.
He played today, but he's just...
Calvert-Lewin?
He's back, yeah.
Didn't play today.
I think he did play today.
I don't think
He didn't play today, not today.
We were watching it, mate.
Yeah, there was no Calvert-Lewin again.
You would have seen it if you
If he did start, he came off very early because, you know, I certainly didn't see him when I was watching the game.
I thought he was injured for a while, and when I heard his name, I was thinking, what?
And I think without that, when you see what they've got up top, I mean, we're going to get onto a subject a bit later, which is very interesting. Dele Alli coming off the bench doesn't fill anybody with confidence.
No.
Rondon coming off the bench doesn't fill anybody with confidence. The new kid looked okay.
Yeah,
I know when he came on, but the first thing he done when he came on, give the ball away and give away a goal.
Yeah.
And
It's shocking to me they didn't go for Emmanuel Dennis before Nottingham Forest did.
Forest did
Sarr as well there.
But I think it's money with Everton.
Yeah.
I really do. You know, when you look at their signings, I know they sound an honour for quite big money, but Tarkowski on a free, Cody's got to come in on loan. Yeah. They're very restricted in what they can spend, and I think I'll be honest with you, I was very shocked when Lampard took this job last year. Very shocked when he took it, because I don't think it's
not his type of gig.
No, it's not his type of gig. He's trying to get something out of the players that evidently they can't do.
Yeah. You're not building for the future, working with young players.
No,
it's a lot of...
You know, he's taken a job. He's gone from the Chelsea job into I think it's a poison chalice.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I don't think there's any good way out of here for Lampard.
Because they're underachieving already massively as it is.
Exactly.
And they're expected to now.
And they've spent big money as well, a bit like Villa. But I was looking at Gerrard's management record. It's not great.
Well, let me shine some light on that because
poor.
I've got both of their records up, right? So Gerrard in total, 247 games he's managed. Career win percentage so far, 60.73.
He's been in Scotland. I want to know the English
Yeah.
stats.
English one is Gary Neville level.
And then Frank Lampard, 165 games he's managed and career win percentage, 47%. Only 78 career wins as manager with Everton, Chelsea and Derby. And obviously Gerrard's been at Rangers now and Aston Villa. I think we'll see, won't we?
Their records at
next season,
Everton and Villa are very similar.
Yeah, they are.
The next, year, 2 years, 3 years, we are going to see what is up with those guys.
I know you tried to do a little bit of Gerrard prop there.
Who?
By reading out the full career stats, but we wanted the Premier League
again,
ones.
these are thanks to Footy Stats for these, but we've got the official stats there. So
I know you're trying to protect your legends, but
listen.
the record at Villa and Everton are very similar win percentage-wise. So there's a lot.
But there's no doubting that they've both spent tons and bucket loads of money, so it has to work for both.
Gerrard more than Lampard. I feel like Gerrard.
Lampard spent more than Gerrard,
Not at Everton versus Villa, surely.
Maybe at Chelsea, but not
at Chelsea,
nowhere near at
Chris
Everton.
says Lampard spent more than Gerrard.
Yeah, maybe overall, but not in their current jobs now.
Frost Knight saying it as well.
Gerrard spent big in January.
Yeah,
and then he spent big again this
Lucas
summer
Digne,
as well.
Coutinho.
So, like, I feel like with Gerrard now, we need more than the flashy walks onto the pitch. We need more than the Gerrard aura as a player. We need to actually see what he's made of as a manager, because right now, I must admit, he stinks in the Premier League. He does. Wow. He stinks. Yeah, and Aston Villa, ever since, I think it was the Arsenal game, that was the turning point for me, where I said, I feel like at the time I was massively overrating this Aston Villa team, because don't get it wrong, they got some good players. They're good. They should finish comfortably mid-table, but you would think with the names that you see there should be more, but they're just not that good.
Yeah,
they're just not that good a side. Like,
it doesn't work
against
together.
West Ham, they're losing. I wouldn't back them to finish above West Ham.
No,
I'm barely.
No, I don't think most
I'm not even sure if I'd back them to finish above Leicester
in the
this
top
season.
10,
So,
are you backing them?
They should finish top 10.
Yeah,
it's
they
not about whether I'm backing them. They should finish top 10 with the squad that they have. They should, but I know they're going to make hard work of this, and Gerrard has to be under the microscope.
Well, listen, that's our first topic of the day. We're going to get into more and more as the day goes on. Toby, down that beer. It's 3 o'clock, so let's see it all gone. Don't,
cold.
Bro, I don't.
My tooth.
Listen, get it down, you. Just
mate.
No touching the teeth,
horrible.
just straight down.
Mate, my tooth.
That's not how you
It's
drink
cold
beers
though. It's
with your
freezing.
teeth.
You give him a
Here we go.
sambuca instead.
You're gonna give me a flipping brain freeze, man.
Well, listen, that's what you get for being late. Straight down in one, no messing around. Get it gone. Straight down, a bit more to go. Still a fair bit to go.
Let's see.
I hate beer.
It's cold, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's cold and it's horrible, man. Beer
Not
tastes.
that horrible, is it?
It tastes like piss.
it's
How do you know what piss tastes like?
I don't know. I don't know what to.
No, I've got it there, haven't I?
You've walked into that one.
There's 2 sips left, go on.
It's
Get it gone.
horrible, man.
Get it gone.
How do you not drink this for fun?
I don't, by the way.
It's nasty,
I'm not a
man.
fan.
I only drink it as a last resort, man. It's
Yeah.
horrible, man.
In the sun, it's nice though.
For me, I'm more
nice,
of a
yeah.
cider person.
What changes about drinking piss in the sun? What changes?
How do you
I'm
know?
not the one drinking piss, brother.
I feel
I'm
like
sure this is what-
you're trying to buy yourself time
I'm sure
here,
this is what
so-
piss tastes like.
Okay.
There was an explanation also given on the Nick Pope thing, but I can't find the chat now.
Okay, well, well done, Toby. He's finally done
Yeah,
that
fair
beer
play.
after about 5 attempts.
Fair play.
Nice. Right, kickoff has happened. We are 0-0 everywhere in the Premier League, the Championship as well, and we're going to keep you up to date throughout the whole way. Where's the pina colada? Says into your nan.
Now you're talking.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
you're talking.
yeah.
That would be nice.
Jay, skip cocktails next time, man.
Cocktails are much
Do you know
better.
what? We had Pims during the Wimbledon's coverage. That was nice. That was very nice.
Yeah.
So if we could get some of that back. Anthony Joshua saying, stop being a diva, Toby. Try coming in a boxing ring.
Shocking ad for Corona that was as well.
Yeah, awful. It's actually one of the best beers
Sorry,
out
AJ.
there.
Sorry,
Really
AJ.
is.
Yeah.
Nah, man. As far as pissy beers are concerned, I think the best
Love
beer.
that word today, don't you?
Best beer is probably Despies. I like a Desperado.
Toby, was it you during the Euros finals making the cocktails outside?
Yeah.
That's not a cider, no? Desperado?
Desperado, that's beer,
It's tequila beer.
Oh.
It's beer, yeah, that's why I like it. And it's flavoursome. It doesn't taste like this cat's piss, man.
So you wouldn't have Foster's, Carlsberg, all that?
No.
Budweiser?
No,
Fair enough.
No.
I agree with you on that.
I only listen, when I'm out with my friends or whatever, I will only drink beer if like there's literally nothing else. And even that, I'll drink maybe like 2. Because after you drink like 2, more than 2, it just sits in your stomach.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that.
It doesn't taste nice. It's sitting in my stomach. I'm like, why am I drinking this?
Facts.
Oh, well, I'm glad
I'd rather
we've
make
got
a
to
pina
know
colada.
the ins and outs
Get at
of
me
your
for pina
stomach
coladas
today.
Trust me. Trust me.
Right, there
Banging
you go.
pina coladas.
He makes a banging cocktail.
I've actually had one of them last year.
vouch
That was
for that,
nice.
yeah.
It is one of my favourite holiday refreshments, alcoholic beverages. Hemal says, I love cider.
Yep.
Let's try not to turn this into
It's hot. What do you expect?
Yeah. It's extremely hot though. Is the aircon on in here? Because
That's as good as it's getting.
I need the
Honestly,
Wi-Fi.
man,
Can someone share the Wi-Fi with me so I can get some scores up as well?
well, they've got scores there, mate. So you don't need them.
some more stats.
No. I don't know where your sources are coming
Your
from.
lateness is great.
You know what? I don't need it. I
That's
don't need
all
it. It's coming off my dome.
Oh,
It's calm.
it's not though. Is
It is.
it? Toby, man, you have such whack taste, bro. Says Ash.
Bruh, if
Did
you
you
like
take
drink,
his predictions, by
if
the
you
way?
like drinking
Yeah, we
piss-
didn't take his predictions, did we?
Yeah.
Before a goal goes in,
I mean,
lateness is great.
it's kind of.
Have you trademarked that already?
Oh, I have. Oh, 100%.
You've no,
I
that's
will.
Officially.
I will.
Well, you need to do it. Before. I
Yeah, I
might do
know.
it. I might steal it.
What do you mean steal it? Man, focus on yourself. Get your own catchphrase. I need to actually, yeah.
Okay.
Don't give it away.
If it's not already.
Well,
All
I've
right.
just seen everyone
Well,
else's now,
just
so-
don't give it
Going
away.
on at Arsenal.
Could be a chance for Leicester at Arsenal.
Apparently Fofana.
Yeah,
Good opportunity. He had a good chance at Old Trafford as well, to be... Not Old Trafford, sorry.
Well, there you go. We were all talking
the last
about
match.
the, very great Arsenal team that's been put out today and the bench as well. But it looks like that Leicester have started the better out of the two. In the Championship, Millwall 0, Coventry 1. Kyle Fadzine.
Do we want
You a fan
Millwall
of
to come
Millwall?
up? Yeah.
Do we want them to come up?
I think...
We don't.
Are you a fan of Millwall, Nicky?
Health hazard?
Don't really know much
They're
about
rivals,
them.
right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
They
of
are,
course,
yeah.
big rivals.
Massive.
Yeah, in the films and in real life.
In the documentaries.
We just haven't been. It's one of them rivalries where, of course, we're massive rivals, and it goes back.
Do you
to,
hate them?
Do I hate them?
Yeah.
It's been bred into me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been bred into me. It's because it started. I mean, if you want to go back into the history of it, it started as a Dockers war back in the day. It's like we was the Ironworks and they was working off the Isle of Dogs. And
Isle of Dogs,
yeah.
yeah.
We was very, very close, and that's where the rivalry come from. But you just, as a West Ham fan, you just brought up to, that's instilled in you. You got to hate Millwall. You got to hate them. We just doesn't. We don't spend enough time in the same league. That's.
You did before.
Bit dangerous if that does happen.
It is dangerous.
It's not pretty, mate.
No.
I can tell you that now. It's not pretty. I remember Upton Park when we played them. We drew them in the cup, which was one of the only times I remember us drawing them in the cup, and there was
proper fights.
Yeah, near on riots.
Yeah.
And it was it's not pretty. It's not a pretty sight. And I'll be honest with you, when I look at the infrastructure we've got now. As a stadium,
Yeah.
I don't think we'd be able to handle it. There's too much open space. There's too many. We're too close.
Yeah.
There's not going to be the ferry. And I remember going over to Millwall. I've been to Millwall a few times, and because of that sort of connection at London Bridge, it's not. It's quite easy. They've got an infrastructure where you're sort of ferried into the away end,
Yeah.
and you don't see an away. We haven't got that infrastructure.
No.
There's many
on that bridge
stations
going
around
up
there.
to the ground.
There's too much open space.
Olympic Park's huge.
Yeah,
in terms of space.
it'll be a tough one to police. A
Yeah.
really
It
tough
really
one.
would be, yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, rivalries, match day rivalries. There's none bigger in terms of maybe that kind of rivalry than West Ham Millwall. I don't
see
think
the violence.
in terms of violence.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think that's got to be up there.
I see Stuart in the comments as well. He says, "Toby, brother, aren't you supposed to be at the PSG at the PSG game? Tell them a story about the 18 tickets." Oh God, bloody hell!
What's
Okay.
that about?
I was meant to go to Paris this weekend with a couple of my friends for my friend Stag Do, and it was meant to be about like 15, 16 of us going, plus 4 more who I knew I was going for another event. So I asked Stuart if he could get me 18 tickets. So he's basically like spoken to several people and he's managed to like pattern like 18 tickets.
That's
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I've told him, sorry, I swore again. I've told him that, sorry, bro, like the stag has been moved to Ibiza in September. So at least 14 of those 18 tickets, I don't need any more.
Yeah.
And then at the time I told him I didn't need any, but then 4 more people said, oh no, I need some tickets. So I've just been messing him
around.
back and forth. But listen, Stu is a gentleman and he was able to sort me out with 5 PSG tickets. The PSG
When's this
plug.
for?
This is for today or tomorrow. I think they play Montpellier. I think
Are
it's
you going to this? And you don't know
No,
what day it is?
no. I'm not going anymore.
Oh.
It was meant to be on the Sunday, but I think it got switched to the Saturday.
Oh, okay, they moved the fixture.
Yeah.
Mad.
Mbappe's back as well, so I would have actually liked to go, but I will go there at some point this season for sure.
Fair enough.
Ipswich have taken the lead against MK Dons in other news.
Massive game.
Timo Werner!
Werner scored.
There we
Timo
go.
Werner.
Bundesliga
Scored
tax.
for the RB
Bundesliga
Leipzig.
bro, on his return to
Telling you,
RB
mate.
Leipzig, he scores.
Did he go permanent?
Yeah, permanently. Yeah, he's gone
20,
to
25 million. I think that's a result for Chelsea. I can't lie.
It's a result for
I know
us.
it's an L.
It's a result for
It's an L.
Leipzig as well.
Yeah, it's an L financially, but
Yeah,
boy,
because Leipzig know that he's going to score goals. Evidently, he's literally scored on his return there. And in Kuku's release clauses next summer, he signed a new contract. They also signed that player that Manchester United were tracking. Who is it? Soska? Is it?
Oh, Sesko.
Sesko, sorry,
yeah.
Sesko. Yeah, they've signed him.
You're meant to
for-
be a football connoisseur. And you're,
Sorry, it's hot. The heat.
It's
Just
very
blame
hot.
the heat.
It's extremely,
yeah, sure, the heat.
hot.
The heat.
But yeah, Sesko. So yeah, they've got quite a few forward options, Leipzig as well, and also Andre Silva that was banging in the goals in.
He's
Frankfurt.
poor, man. I can't lie.
He's
just
never really
P&P.
done it for me.
He got a lot of goals though, didn't he? One season at Frankfurt, didn't he? That's what got him the move, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't rate him at the top level. I feel like he's a decent mid-level striker, but
Yeah.
at the
Nothing
very
special.
best, he's not clinical enough. I think he relies way more on his physicality than his quality in the final third for me. I don't think he's all that.
I'm happy to see him score though. He needs that for his own
Settle
confidence.
back in there nicely.
Yeah,
No
he will.
surprise.
He will. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the top goal scorers this season.
Who's Leipzig's manager now again? Because I know obviously after Marsh got sacked last season.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually.
Who took over? I can't remember.
Who is it?
I don't.
They've
quite
always
know
got
his
someone
name.
coming
Liverpool
through
played
from
him recently.
Salzburg.
Just to give you an update, we are now 9 minutes in, still 0-0 in the Premier League. Rotherham have gone 1-0 up at home to Reading. Yeovil Town are 1-0 down at home to Wrexham. Paul Mullin, my dad used to play for Yeovil. I think he's watching the show right now. So sorry, Dad, the
That's
Glovers aren't doing too well. They're getting gloved at the minute by Wrexham. One thing I wanted to talk to you about as well, guys, is the reaction to the Ballon d'Or list. As I said, we're going to have a few topics today, and this is one of them. 30 names announced. Were there any names for you that definitely should have been on there that weren't, or the other way round?
Can you read out the list? Because I'm not actually.
The breaking news is no Messi, no Neymar.
No, yeah.
In that 30-man list, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the headline, I think,
headline.
that you can gather from it. No Messi, no Neymar, but
If they're basing it on it, because they changed the format now to base it on seasons, right? So if they're basing it on seasons, I think no Messi is fair.
Yeah.
yeah.
No
Neymar's
Neymar is probably fair as well, but then I've seen some names in there where I'm like,
What is that?
what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And it's like if they're there and Messi's not there, then or Neymar's not there, then I'm like,
I think Seb Haller's in there.
yeah.
Sebastian Haller.
He is.
Haller.
He is. But he had
He had
a
a
really
really-
good Champions League
he
campaign,
did, but
didn't he?
it's not
10
bad-
goals,
it's
I
not-
think
it's
he
not
got.
Ballon d'Or. He plays for Ajax, man.
I know.
he bagged the goals in the Champions League. He plays for Ajax, man. Come on.
I'm trying to get the full list up. Is there any way someone can get the full list up? Or have we got it here? Right, so the names that are nominated are Thibaut Courtois, Rafael Leao for AC Milan, 23-year-old.
Can you pause there quickly? So Courtois got voted for the. Did you get voted for the Copa and the main list? Because they split it, right? They had
The
one
goalkeepers.
with the goal for the goalkeepers, and then I can't remember the goalkeepers, the young.
This is
G's.
just
This
yeah,
is just.
this
I
is the
think
main list.
they have the main
Okay,
list and then
okay,
they have the
cool,
goalkeepers
Yeah.
one as
Okay.
well.
So you've got
The
Thibaut
Yanchi,
Courtois,
whatever it is.
Rafael Leao, Christopher Nkunku, who had an amazing season for Leipzig last year. Around 30 to 40 goals he got.
Rafael
24.
Leao got nominated.
Yeah.
I like him. He's good, but I didn't think he had a Ballon d'Or contender season.
Well, listen, you see
They won the league,
some of the
AC
other
Milan,
names.
so-
Mohamed Salah, obviously, he's a shoe-in
Yeah.
really. Joshua Kimmich,
yeah, of course.
Trent at 23. He's been on it 4 times now, which is unbelievable for someone his age. Lewandowski at 33 is on there. Bernardo Silva, Vinicius Junior, Luis Diaz.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Vinicius Junior, yes. What on earth is Luis Diaz doing in this list?
He was great for Porto before.
Brother. Great. What on? No. Let's not do this. What on earth is Luis Diaz doing in this list? What has he done? What's he done? Honestly, what's he done to warrant a Ballon d'Or nomination?
He probably knows someone that's making the list.
That's crazy.
Well, let me get through the list, and then we can discuss it.
What?
Karim Benzema's there as well. Fabinho, Riyad Mahrez, Heung-min Son, Casemiro, Kevin De Bruyne, Sebastian Haller, Luka Modric, Ronaldo, and Rudiger. Anthony Rudiger. Some massive names on there, obviously. The ones you'd expect, but as you say, no Neymar, no Messi on the Ballon d'Or for maybe the first time in how many years?
Yeah,
it must be.
So first time since 2003, I think, for Messi, or 2004 or 5, one of those years.
It's not 2003.
It's 2005, I think.
Wow, man.
Diaz and Haller are definitely the ones that you're looking at. Someone said Anthony's Noni fan.
Diaz, Haller, and
Haller. Sorry,
Diaz, Haller, and Rafael Leao. I would say. I don't know if they should be in that list. Ronaldo.
I think Alisson should have been there.
Who?
Alisson. I think Alisson should have been there.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
I'm with that. I think.
Is Rodri there?
Yeah, Rodri should have been there for sure. Fabinho was he there? Because Fabinho was there.
Yeah, he must have been.
He had an up and down season, so.
They're saying Diaz won 3 trophies. That's why he's there.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I don't think he should.
So what?
I don't.
So what?
We had this argument last year with Jorginho.
Sadio Mane there, by the way.
No.
I don't think the first half of the season, to be fair, though.
Exactly.
How on earth is Sadio Mane not there?
Exactly.
He's literally won AFCON, got to the World Cup with Senegal, scores 15 goals in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
What?
There's always. I don't think they should be picking anybody on the amount of trophies that they've won, though.
It's mental.
It's individual. It's individual performances. Like we had this argument when Jorginho was on the list.
Facts.
Yeah. And I was saying, like, Jorginho's a good player, but he's not a Ballon d'Or winner, and he's not a Ballon d'Or contender.
Facts.
And
no, but he was definitely deserved to contend in that.
No, he didn't deserve to contend.
He didn't deserve to be on the list.
He won that, and he won this.
30-man list. He didn't deserve to be on the list.
He didn't deserve to be in the position. He didn't deserve to be in the position he was in.
That's not the conversation. He deserved to be on the list.
People are giving him credit for saying, "Oh, but he won this and he won it." So did Timo Werner.
Apparently, Mane is there. I didn't get to read the full list apparently, but Mane is there.
Is Mbappe there?
I mean, he is there.
Surely, I mean, can you send me it, Jace, the full list of like every single person, not just all the pictures?
Yeah, but Mbappe's got to be there.
Yeah, Mbappe has to be there.
Nicky, I 1000% echo your thoughts on this, and this is my biggest pet peeve. Why is the Ballon d'Or based on trophies? It should be based on individual quality. Of course, when two players, when let's say a multitude of players are playing at a similar level, okay, then you can look at their contribution to their team winning silverware. But why on earth should it be, oh, you've been in a side that's won 3 trophies, so you should be in the Ballon d'Or list, even though you've not been the best performer in your even in your own team, let alone best performer amongst the best in Europe. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me.
It's just an individual trophy. I don't know what trophies. I mean, let's be fair. When we go back 2016, and I'm not being biased just because I'm a West Ham fan, but Payet was one of the best in Europe. He was one of the best in Europe, without a doubt.
He was.
He won nothing with us, and he was never going to win anything with us.
He was.
He should have been. He was nominated, by the way, but I don't see what trophies have to do with it. I don't see what trophies have to do with it. I think it's irrelevant for an individual.
I agree.
Trophy.
So we've got the full list here. Right? I'll go through it again. Thibaut Courtois, Salah, Leao, Nkunku, Kimmich, Trent, Vinicius Junior, Bernardo Silva, Luis Diaz, Lewandowski, Mahrez, Casemiro, Heung-min Son, Fabinho, Benzema, Mike Maignan from AC Milan as well, Harry Kane, Darwin Núñez, Phil Foden, Sadio Mane, who is there, Sebastian Haller, Luka Modric, Rudiger, Ronaldo, De Bruyne, Vlahovic, Van Dijk, Cancelo, Haaland, and Mbappe.
But there's, see, if you want to talk about individual contributions and you want to talk about but making a difference to the team, going on that, Kulusevski should have been there. Why wasn't he? He transformed Tottenham.
Half a season.
He did, but it's half a season. But
Diaz did that plus a few.
But I've seen names on there. But Tobes, the point I'm making is I've seen names on there that have had good first halves of seasons, and then make it into the final list because then all of a sudden they've won 3 trophies or 4 trophies. I've seen them names. Yeah. So like,
I don't think Diaz should have been in there. But if you're comparing Diaz to Kulusevski, Diaz was good the whole year. That's why he made the move to Liverpool in January in the first place, because he was ripping it up at Porto.
Yeah.
Kulusevski didn't play.
I think he had one and two at Porto.
I don't think
he's playing in the Portuguese league. I'm sorry, like we have to levy a tax on some of these leagues, and it's not a diss on Diaz's quality, because I think Diaz is a quality player, but the fact of the matter is he's not done enough to be on this list for Ballon d'Or contenders. I even mentioned Rafael Leao there, but someone correctly reminded me with a super chat that he got Serie A MVP.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When I actually watched Milan play, Rafael Leao at times with their attack, he was doing the madness.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
He's a really good player, and he hit double figures last year as well. So, like, I'm not even mad at Leao being there. It's just more a case of Diaz. I'm just looking at your season. I'm like, your season wasn't so standout for you to be on this list.
I don't know. I think he had a very good year. And
Who's
I think
who's the favourite for you?
That's a good question.
I've got a name in Benzema.
Benzema.
Yeah. He's the runaway. Yeah, he has to be
runaway. I don't think there's any competition.
If he doesn't win it, it has to go to Mbappe. It has to categorically. It has to go to Mbappe if he doesn't win it. I'm sorry.
Benzema has been, I think, head and
Benzema's
shoulders.
head and shoulders.
Benzema.
But I do feel sorry for Lewandowski.
I think he's in the conversation.
What, to win it?
To win it, yeah.
Mane?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Of course he is.
His start of the season was too poor.
I don't think it was that poor.
It wasn't as poor as the people think.
I don't think it was that poor.
At left wing, he wasn't doing anything at the start of the season for Liverpool.
Scored 2 against you away.
That doesn't matter. I'm talking about over the course of the. I'm talking not in the individual games that you want to select, because I remember Liverpool fans complaining. I remember Liverpool fans complaining, said that they wanted to move him into the striker position.
That was still the first half of the season.
He was not Ballon d'Or worthy. He
was
not Ballon d'Or worthy in the first half of the season.
Listen, there's one goal for Man City.
Goal for Man City, as we predicted. All of us have gone for hefty Man City wins in our predictions today, and it's Ilkay Gundogan who has scored the first goal for Man City at home today against Bournemouth. There's the first Premier League goal. Apparently also in the Arsenal-Leicester game, Fofana had to pull back. Saka, I believe it was, gets a yellow card, and it's looking like an interesting game at the Emirates. There's also been a red card in the Leipzig game, and they've conceded a goal to Cologne now as well. So a mixed first half there on Timo Werner's return to Germany. But let us know in the comments what you think. X Shah says Darwin scored 34 goals in all comps last season. Someone also making the case for Kulusevski had a better season. Big up to Kayaleth. I'm a Liverpool fan. Diaz and Nunes didn't deserve a nomination, says Aya Kid. Not too sure about
Nunes, I can understand. I would still argue against it, but I can understand what he did in the Champions League and what he did in these leagues. It's the same for Haller.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be in the list, but like you lot said, with the Champions League goals as well, you can maybe argue it. But like, we're talking Ballon d'Or, man. Ballon d'Or used to mean something. Ballon d'Or was the best players in Europe.
Yeah, but football, I think football's fallen a little bit. I think the quality is dropped.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the best performers in Europe, though. The best.
Yeah.
The very best.
But this is a 30-man list. If you go through the 30-man list,
yeah, of course.
Throughout the years, you're always going to see some jokers in there.
I hear that. But there are some people on this list. That's why I said I can understand Hilaire. I can understand Nunes. I can't understand Diaz.
Yeah.
I can't understand Diaz.
Interesting. Right, let's pick a top 3 each then. Go around the table. I'm going to go with Benzema, Vinicius Jr. and Mane. Toby?
I'm going with Benzema, Mbappe, and
Vinicius, man, was strong.
Benzema, Mbappe. You know what? I'll go with Mane because he won the AFCON as well, and he did a madness in the second half of the campaign.
True.
I'll go with Benzema to win, Mbappe. I'm going to go Lewandowski because I feel sorry he didn't win it because he deserved to win it.
It's a good shout.
I definitely go Benzema. Definitely go Mbappe. And I think
Jorginho.
No.
Not this year.
I'm not going to start that debate. I'll probably go...
No love for Salah? Most goals and assists in the Prem?
Fell off second half of the season too much.
He did, but he should still be...
Still in the conversation, top five conversation.
Sure.
I don't know about top 5.
I think I'm going to go Lewandowski as well, yeah.
I don't know about top 5.
Think about how on fire he was in the first half of that season.
Yeah, but then think about his drastic decline.
The thing is about Ballon d'Or as well, when you think about Ballon d'Or, it's very much weighted towards the attackers, isn't it? You know,
of course.
You're very rarely going to a defender.
Centre-back one, I think.
People are saying why Mbappe.
Yeah, I
Mbappe was
think it was
carrying that
Cannavaro.
PSG team.
What do they mean why Mbappe?
I don't know what people are saying why Mbappe.
Did you not watch what he was doing in the Champions League? And
Mbappe was carrying that team.
What?
Messi and Neymar were awful.
I can't believe this.
I can't believe that's even a
Xhaka
conversation.
has had a header that's come off the post, cannoned off the post, apparently in the 19th minute. Still 0-0 Wolves, Fulham, and Brighton and Newcastle and Southampton, Leeds as well. Interesting.
People say French football's a joke, but French football is where everybody goes to get their players. This is where everybody goes to get their players.
When PSG are playing, I watch French football. Everyone else, I don't really.
There's a lot of talents in French football. I wouldn't mug it off too much.
And Serie A. Serie A's
Serie A's on the come up as well. Yeah, very competitive. Yeah.
Interesting. Let us know what you think. We've done a poll. Should Diaz have been on the Ballon d'Or? And there's a goal for Arsenal, and it's Gabby Jesus.
What a surprise.
Massive goal.
Wow.
Only 20 minutes in at the Emirates, and Gabby Jesus has his first goal in the Premier League at the Emirates Stadium. Great occasion for him. That's what you want your number 9 to be doing.
He's always scoring today.
At home. That's what he's done. The assist, Granit Xhaka. You said he's hit the post and got an assist already, Xhaka. You said he's replaceable.
He is replaceable.
Yeah.
100%. He is. Him doing this
Tielemans
doesn't change it.
Walks in there ahead of him. Maddison walks in ahead of him in that team. Loads of players would get in ahead of him, but I don't know. I think Jesus is guaranteed to get you goals this season. I think he's gonna be. He's got to aim for minimum 15 Premier League goals. I think.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to score 10.
What? You don't think he'll get 10 goals?
He will.
Do
you know what?
Why
I
is
think
that?
it is because
He will score 10.
look, I'm gambling a little bit on this one because I've seen him in Man City teams, and he's not always been the most clinical with finishers, and they make a lot of chances. A lot of chances, Man City. It's all well and good when Arsenal are playing well. I want to see him when the chips are down.
Yeah.
When they're going to the likes
Dragging
of
them up.
when they're going to the likes of Wolves and stuff in the midweek, and they're getting battered. I want to see how he starts performing then. I think he'll get off to a good start, but I think he's going to fall off. And look, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but that's just my opinion. I don't think he's a guarantee. He could well get 20.
I think he'll get 15, definitely. I think for me, when I look at Jesus, I think a lot of times he plays out wide. He doesn't always play up top, but also he's very in and out the team. He's never really ever given a consistent run of games because Pep loves to rotate. And I think that works against him because he's never consistently on that pitch to get into a rhythm. Goal scorers need to get into rhythm. If you have a goal scorer that's put up 15 plus goals, they tend to have played most of the games up top.
I'm very,
and he'll do that at Arsenal.
Interested to see what he's like when they're against the Kosh, and they will be against the Kosh at some point.
I think on the break, on the counter, he's got speed.
But the thing is,
close control. I don't see why he'd struggle.
The thing I tried to explain to someone, because there were Arsenal fans who were a bit pessimistic about the signing. I've always maintained that it's a quality signing for Arsenal because he fundamentally is just a really good all-round player. Like he knows the back of the net, even though his finishing needs work. He's a really good dribbler of the ball. He works hard. He's got good close control. He's not a slouch in the air, and he's quite strong. I think his hold up and link up play is what they were looking for in a forward. So I think he'll complement what they're trying to do with that team well. On the goals front, I think 15 to 17 has to be the minimum he's hitting. I'm sorry, like if I've seen the likes of Ollie Watkins, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Patrick Bamford, and so on and so forth. Tony only scored 12 last year. 12, yeah. But if I've seen these guys hit 15, 16, 17 league goals at the likes of Everton, Aston Villa, Leeds. Yeah, they did.
Calvert-Lewin has.
Calvert-Lewin's hit 16, 17 league goals. Yes. Yeah,
Bamford did. Bamford had a really strong season at Leeds.
16 once.
Yeah.
So
what about Calvert-Lewin?
Calvert-Lewin has. So check it.
Danny Ings probably has it.
Danny Ings
put you on the spot right now.
Put me on the spot. I'm definitely correct on
that
one.
No, Bamford really has. Yeah, he has.
So my point is, you're playing for a team who are much better than these guys who are creating chances and just need someone to stick the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. So you're going to be playing what? I think in the Premier League there's 38 games. It's fair to assume he's going to play at least 29, 30 of those games. So I need to see at least 1 and 2. I'm sorry. I need to see 1 and 2.
I just think there's a couple of factors there. One, you've never seen him really against the Kosh at Man City. 2, I've never seen him have a consistent run of games. Yeah. So that could burn him out. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
16. Yeah.
I think for me he's a good player. I wanted him at
He's a
Chelsea.
very good player.
I wanted him at Chelsea. I think
if he scores less than 15, that's not a good enough season for me.
No.
He needs to be hitting. I think 15 to 17 is okay. Yeah, I expect you to get this at Arsenal. 17 to 19 is okay. Yeah, you've done relatively well. 20 plus, you've done fantastic.
Yeah.
So
let me remind you, 1-in-2 ratio in the Premier League is considered world class.
It is very good,
Yeah.
if you can keep it up, of course.
He doesn't have
45
any
goals
injury
in
concerns, which gives
164
him
games
gives
in
him
the
a
league
plus the
for
point there, to be
Calvert-Lewin.
honest.
Right, we are 27 minutes in now. Arsenal 1 up, City 1 up. Brighton and Newcastle still 0-0, as is Southampton, Leeds and Wolves v Fulham as well. Another thing I wanted to bring up this week is, you brought it up, to be fair, Nicky. It was a great shout from you this morning. Biggest fall from grace. Now, this is going to bring up a lot of comments, a lot of chat in the super chat department, especially. Hopefully,
because
you're right.
Because there's a player that fits this bill perfectly that I love.
Well, unfortunately for you, Dele Alli is one of the ones that Nicky not only brought up, but one of the ones that we wanted to mention. Benteke, Alexis Sanchez, Sancho. Can you break down what you think the term means to start with? I mean, what do you have to have done to be a fall from grace? And then give us your top 2.
Obviously, you're going to get players that are good players and then they age. I'm talking about someone that's at the top of their game one day and it just seems more or less overnight they're finished. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. they're just finished. And I think the number one is as Tobi said, it's Dele Alli. Dele Alli was the top. He was a top player. England starter, not a squad player, a starter, playing in World Cups and things like that. And then seemingly overnight, he played one game for Everton last season. One.
Arguably, you could say he needs to go to the Championship
Tottenham
next.
more or less give him away. It's just such a fall from grace. It's really. I think I'm baffled by it. I'm baffled by what has caused it for him.
Multitude of reasons, I think.
I think loss of concentration.
Yep, that's one.
Got a bit too big for his boots.
That's another one.
Concentrating more on the lifestyle and the Fortnite gaming and all of this sort of thing. And
he had a weird video that came out.
Yeah, weird, some strange.
Yeah, he
video.
did. I remember that. Yeah, because I think with Dele, for me, I'm someone who gives players all sorts. Like, I give them as much leeway as possible because, in my opinion, they're not robots. They have a life to live outside of football. So I'm not opposed to players going for they want to be fashionistas. They want to open up this. They want to do this. They want to do that. I don't mind that, and that's why I stick up for people like Jesse Lingard when people are trying to dump on him for being himself outside of football. But where it went wrong for Dele is, as I said, a host of reasons. I think one. I don't even look at it as, he was focusing too much on off-the-field matters. I look at it as the fact that he didn't continue to elevate his game on the pitch. And what I mean by that is I felt like he got a bit too complacent. I think he felt that his role in the team was set. We didn't see a year-on-year improvement up to after a certain point because from 2015 to 2018, he kept getting better and better and better. 2018 to 2019, he had injuries. That's the first time he had consistent injuries at Spurs, and he was out for quite a long time. So we gave him that grace period. But 2019 to 2020 was one of the worst spells we saw from Ali. Like he just wasn't himself. Even when Jose came and tried to give him a kick up the bum, he rejuvenated himself, scored a couple goals, but the performances afterwards were just not good enough. And I feel like where our team was getting worse, so losing the likes of Eriksen, Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen declining the way they did, losing the likes of Kyle Walker, Danny Rose declining the way he did, losing Dembele. So where our team got worse, there was more of an emphasis on Dele to offer this team more, and he just wasn't able to diversify his game. He couldn't do it. He couldn't be a consistent chance creator. He couldn't be a consistent goal threat.
City 2-0.
2-0 City.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne has doubled
typical
the Citizens' lead at home to the Cherries. It's 2-0, and it's pretty much as you would have thought.
Yeah.
Par
for
for
the
the course.
Day every season for them. De Bruyne, Gundogan. The only new name you're going to be seeing lately is Haaland. So
there you go. And in League One, Ipswich 2, MK Dons 0.
Foden with the assist. I think Foden. Well. I was just going to say just before we continue, Foden's got to step up this season.
Facts.
People don't talk about Foden They speak about Mount. They speak about all these other young players. They don't speak about Foden. Because Foden's surrounded by winners, because he gets to be rotated in and out, looked after. Yeah. Because Foden is not an integral part of City, he's just part of the piece, and he's constantly kind of... Again, if you was to put him in a team with more responsibility, like a Saka, where you got to perform week in, week out, I just want to see Foden really stamp on that City team. I know he's still young, but...
I think he can do it, though.
Yeah, because he can do it, 100%. He's got the ability to do it. But I think he gets away with it at times. You go through his statistics, and it's more a lot of stat padding in certain games, but then goes missing for a while. But big games, he sometimes doesn't deliver the goods, and you're like, come on now.
I feel like not last season, the season before last, when they took the title back off Liverpool, I felt Phil Foden was one of their best players. I felt like there was much more of an onus on him to sort of be one of the go-to guys in the team, and I think he took that responsibility on really well, and I think he played some really good football off on the left-hand side. I think last season, I felt like we saw way too much of Phil Foden on the right-hand side. I thought that's his place in the team now. He plays right alongside Riyad Mahrez, and now they have Jack Grealish. Obviously, last season they had Jack Grealish and Raheem Sterling on the left. So I don't think he works well. I don't think he does his best work on the left, and I think obviously they play him in false nine. I mean, on the right, sorry. I think his best work is on the left. Give me Phil Foden off the left or play him in the midfield. I think that's where you're going to get the best Phil Foden. When I see him on the right, he doesn't really get involved in the game. He's not really going to... He's got good feet. He can beat players, but he's not going to be a consistent threat in terms of beating players and getting the ball in the box and stuff.
Reece B says, come on, Matisse, Foden does not hide. He's class.
Yeah, everyone knows he's a class player. He's one of the most talented young players in the country. But I'm just saying that I feel like I want to see more from him on a more consistent basis. I feel like it's too much in and out. Sometimes he plays well.
Is that the manager's fault?
Maybe it's partly the manager who loves to rotate. But I'm just thinking for all of the hype that he gets, and again the way that he's in Young Player of the Year awards constantly. I don't think his performances are that much clearer of some of the other young players in regards to that.
He won PFA Young Player of the Year last year, and he didn't deserve that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he deserved that.
He didn't deserve that award. He wasn't the young best player in the league last year.
I don't think he was. I think Trent was much better. If you're looking at the course of the season.
So how old was Trent last season?
Trent's 22.
22.
Trent was better. Saka was better. Who else? Declan Rice was better. How old was Declan Rice last year?
22.
Yeah.
22. Declan Rice was better. I think Jacob Ramsey was a shout as well. There were a couple other players as well. Smith Rowe was just as good.
10 goals, I think he got.
So at the end of the season, did he get injured, Smith Rowe?
Yeah, second half of the campaign, he wasn't.
We didn't
that
really
great,
see him.
But he did score a couple of goals towards the end of the season. But I just feel like, I didn't think that award made sense. And it's like we said, they gave him the award because he was the best young player in the team that won the league.
It's blockbuster. That's what a lot of these awards go for as well. That's why I'll retract that statement. It's not why we've seen Messi and Ronaldo dominate. They've dominated because they've been
How old is Mason Mount? Sorry, Matisse?
Mason Mount will probably be 22 as well.
So he was better. He was better than Foden last year.
Yeah.
Right, interesting topic. Just rounding up our biggest fall from grace. Let's all go around and do one player that we think's fallen off the most. I'm going to go, I think, and I guess you have to account for where they started their career and when they were at their peak, and then the end where it all kind of, didn't end well. Arsenal 2, Leicester 0. Oh. Another goal for the Gunners, and again, Gabby Jesus scores again just after Nicky said he won't get more than 10 goals this season.
It's only two.
Well, he's already 20% of the way there. According
he's going to bag it. He's in my team as well.
Unbelievable. FPL lovers will be loving the fact that Jesus has just parted that Leicester defence and doubled Arsenal's lead.
Nice.
Thank you.
I like that
cheers.
One,
right, biggest fall from grace, Fernando Torres for me. Nicky.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a shout.
Ended up in Japan. Didn't go well.
Proper shout.
Werner could be a shout.
Could be, yeah. I mean, he was third in goal contributions in the season that we signed him from behind
for
Messi
Leipzig,
and Lewandowski.
Yeah, he was a machine. And then all of a sudden he comes to the Premier League and he couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo, as they say.
Yeah, they do say that. Benteke or
I think Benteke
Lukaku as well.
I mean, Lukaku's gone for one season. If he doesn't get back to his level, then fair enough. But it's just one season, I guess.
Benteke's just signed for DC United.
Benteke is a massive one. Like, he made a massive transfer to Liverpool. People forget banging in the goals at Villa.
His highest was 19 goals, best return in the season for Villa.
Went to Liverpool for a big transfer, and that's where it all went wrong.
35 mil,
isn't it? 32. He goes into the Andy Carroll bracket.
Yeah.
Andy Carroll was also a massive one.
Well, he scored. You know what? It's weird because that season, obviously, Klopp got rid of him after the first season because it was Rodgers' purchase. It wasn't Klopp's, but he got 10 goals in all comps, and I think he scored 3 winners. I remember him scoring a penalty last minute at Palace. He scored that overhead kick goal.
I'll be honest. I don't think he ever fell from grace. When he played, he was really good.
Yeah.
It just the injuries caught up with him.
Yeah.
The injuries just caught up with him in the end. He was never bad.
I don't think it was a fall from no. There were periods where he was bad, in my opinion, but I don't think it was a fall from grace as per, because I feel like he stepped up to a level that he wasn't at, in my opinion. But I feel he did relatively okay for Crystal Palace when he played.
Yeah.
And he obviously did well at Aston Villa. So I wouldn't even put him in that list for biggest fall from graces. I feel like he's had a relatively
Belgium
decent career. I think
142 league goals in his career.
Yeah, when we're talking fall from grace, we're talking players like Michu, for instance. Like, I think that's a massive fall from grace. Like, he had one banging season.
Goal for City, it's now 3-0.
There you go.
Jesus.
Unbelievable. Before half-time, it's 3-0.
And Ndombele,
And
Pepe.
Ndombele has to be up there.
Pepe,
Pepe, Alexis Sanchez has to be up there for
but
me
the thing
as well,
is, Alexis
for
Sanchez,
sure.
he had a big fall from grace, but he had already done quite a lot.
Yeah.
And he played so much football. He had won the
Champions League,
the CONMEBOL for with Chile.
Yep.
He had won. Was he in the Champions League squad for?
I'm pretty sure he was with
maybe in 11.
Messi.
I don't think he was. You know,
He must have won the Champions League with Barcelona.
Nah, I don't think he did.
He won it 10 in 10, I think.
I think he did.
Nah,
Yeah.
he wasn't there in 10. I think he signed for them around like 20.
He didn't.
Remember they beat
Inter Milan.
Was he not
won
part
it.
of
Inter
that
Milan
team
won
that-
it 2010.
11,
Barca
yeah.
won it 2011.
You know that team part of that team that beat
15.
Juventus.
He might have been there in 2015 as
team
well.
that
No,
beat
he wasn't there in
Juventus.
2015 because he joined
He's at
Arsenal in
Arsenal,
2014.
yeah.
So I don't think he won it. I think he was at Barca for like maybe like 2 years.
Speaking of Phil Foden, he is the man that has put City 3 up at home
There
to
you
Bournemouth, just as Matisse. A lot of commentators' curses today from the lads in here, I must say. But it's Phil Foden who gets his first goal of the season, and it is 3-0.
Commentators curse.
I might start speaking poorly of Leicester's players, see what we can do.
I'm just going to change my mind about Jesus. He's going to get 11.
Here he comes then. Jesus' hat-trick, I guess, says Crunk King 232. The biggest fall from grace, 78% of you have gone for Dele Alli. And Alexis Sanchez, 21% as a direct comparison.
That was a big fall, Sanchez.
Yeah, it was, man.
Sanchez, because he
Manchester
was at Barcelona, done very well there. Went to Arsenal, done exceptional there, and then went to Man United, and it was instant. Just never, ever got going again, even for Inter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then when you look at the teams he's played for Inter. He went from Man United to Inter. I don't think like you can compare that to Dele, who's now at Everton.
I honestly think modern day Man United is a player killer.
It is.
Honestly.
Poison chalice, as you
Poison
mentioned
chalice.
earlier.
You can be as good
Totally.
as anything. You go to Man United. Look at Bruno. Came in, was on fire last year. Didn't even look like he did 3 kick-ups.
I think Ronaldo coming in there has really messed him up a bit mentally. I think he was so used to being the talisman. Yeah, but he was so used to being the talisman, the go-to guy, and then you bring in a new talisman, a new go-to guy, and it kind of messes up. You got two cooks in the kitchen.
Another player as well, Higuain, his fall off.
Higuain.
Juve was massive, bro.
Yeah.
Massive.
Also, another one in the
What's his
comments,
Sturridge?
Michael Owen.
Yeah.
Michael Owen, you know, ended up
Sturridge.
at Stoke. Sturridge is massive one
David
as well.
Sturridge, yeah, I forgot
Massive
that.
one.
Sturridge was a baller at Bolton.
Yeah, of course he was, and at Liverpool. Sacco, people saying as well, the defender.
Mamadou Sakho.
I mean,
Yeah.
was he
I
really
wouldn't say
that
it's
good
a
in the
massive
first
fall
place?
off. No, he was good. Sakho was good.
Sacco,
Ash-
the French centre-back.
Yeah, he was good.
Ash
Melango
says,
is a shout for Man City.
Big up to Ash with the super chat. He says, Nicky, Jesus won't score 10 goals. Really didn't put you down as a bitter guy, mate.
I'm not
With
bitter.
the
What am I
with
going to
the
be bitter
£5
about?
Super chat. Well,
Soldado, that's another one.
Soldado,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, he
you
was
know
a
what? I'm
bagsman.
actually going for Michael Owen in
He was a
terms of
bagsman, and then he
'cause
came to us and was just
Owen
crap.
semi-retired at the age of 21, and he said it himself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? How
Bad injuries, though.
Bad injuries, for sure.
You know, for a player of his ilk. But I'm regarding Jesus, I'm not bitter. What have I got to be bitter about?
No, of course not.
No competition. We
Who's
wasn't in to sign him.
Who's scoring more, Jesus or Skamaka?
Jesus got to be.
It depends. I don't know.
Really?
Jesus is going to
out. You got to go for Jesus.
Jesus is going to outscore.
He's a proven Premier League player.
There you go then.
And I think less rotation. Antonio will probably get a decent amount of games.
Scamacca can come in tomorrow and have a Me-Too season. You never know.
Yep.
So
true.
Let's have a look.
I think he's going to do well for you lot, but I just feel like
Jesus
knows the league more, and
and you expect Arsenal to create more chances on average than West Ham anyway. So
there you go. That rounds up our biggest fall from grace topic today. To update you in the Championship, there's been a penalty
Leicester
at the Emirates, and it's gone to Leicester. Yes. Massive opportunity for those Foxes to half the lead. Jamie Vardy, can he get his first goal of the season? The ball is on the spot. Sprinting down the channel apparently, and he gets into the area, and I think it's an arm.
Who gave it away? It's
an arm that catches Vardy.
Yeah. You need Saliba, innit?
I need it, Saliba.
Gabriel.
Is it Gabriel?
I don't know.
Also in the Championship, Huddersfield 1, Stoke City 0 as well. Barnet, my local team, 1-0 up away at Gateshead. Bournemouth 1, Notts County 1 as well.
This guy adds no value, I'm sorry. Pete Walton, the ref in the...
VAR, they're going to VAR.
Going to VAR to have a second look, which could mean that this doesn't get given. Apparently Gabby Jesus was in for his hat-trick as well, was just offside shortly before the penalty was given. Another person said Hazard for a shout as well. As half-time is approaching... He did. Already. As half-time is approaching, what do you make of the scores so far? Still no goals at Brighton, Southampton or Wolves.
I mean, City was a foregone conclusion, wasn't it? We knew what was going to happen in that game. It was just a case of how many... I'm a bit surprised there's no goals in the Southampton Leeds game because neither of them are known for defending.
No penalty. For Leicester, it's been rescinded.
No, wait.
Toby not happy as a Tottenham fan. Overturned and no penalty given. I think Vardy, knowing how he likes to force the touch and go towards the player and feel that contact, it looks like that might have gone against him today, as it looks like Ramsdale was backed out before Vardy gets in there and makes contact. But 2 goals for Javi Jesus
has it
within
actually been
12
rescinded?
minutes. It has been.
I think it has.
44 minutes in now at the Emirates, just before half-time. It would have been a great time for Leicester to score.
That's
bad time for Arsenal to concede. But listen, Jesus is on a hat-trick, boys, whether we like it or not.
I'm happy. I'm happy for the player.
minutes.
Hold on a minute. I think he's still watching the monitor.
Yeah, I don't think it has been rescinded. Oh no, it has.
Should Vardy be booked? They're talking about maybe he dived. Hull 1-0 up at home to Norwich as well. The newly demoted Championship team from the Premier League. With Norwich down at Hull. Oscar Estupinian has scored for them.
That could be a turning point in that game because Leicester really needed that, especially just before half-time. I needed that
for my predictions.
Yeah, just before half-time as well. Then they would have gone up with a little bit of spirit going into half-time. Team talk could have been something, but yeah, now Arsenal are probably going to retain that.
I'll tell you what, it's a great goal from Jesus.
Is it?
It's a great goal.
The
first goal.
Yeah, chip, isn't it?
It's a kind of right foot curl into the edge of the box, but again, this is what you Arsenal fans should be looking forward to when you sign a player like Javi Jesus. He gets goals. That's literally what he does.
And you know what's great about him is that he's got experience up against low blocks, so he knows exactly what it's like to go up against,
I think it's more a case of the fact that he's that good that he can sort of manufacture his own situations and can make something out of nothing. That's the added boost they're going to need, and the energy as well to press the defence and sort of turn over possession in Arsenal's favour. I think that's what they've been missing, where they've been playing the likes of Lacazette and Aubameyang up top.
But you look at modern day strikers right now, the market for attackers. Chelsea struggling to find someone, Depay, Aubameyang, Man United bidding for Arnautovic. Jesus is going to represent one of the best value for money signings in this window.
But I think everyone knew, because
everyone knew this.
Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, it's underrated signing." Is it really underrated signing? Everyone knows Jesus' quality, and everyone knows that Arsenal buying him with a year left in his deal for 45 million is good business. So does that really make it underrated?
It just makes, for me, it just makes it
50.
Haaland for 50s is still
fantastic.
Is it 50
clause. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's fantastic
50
business.
or 60 or something, was it? Yeah, it's
No,
insane.
it's unreal.
Yeah.
Tell Toby he's getting cooked tomorrow, says Ronaldo Fenomeno. Asthma Pump 47 says, remember that season where it seemed like Vardy dived every game? Well, Arsenal fans are now asking for the yellow card for Vardy, seeing as if it wasn't the penalty. Do you give the dive and the yellow? I think it's logic to suggest that. Now, Gabby Jesus has scored the same amount of open play goals in 35 minutes than Lacazette did for the whole of last season. 2 goals.
Yeah.
Unbelievable change.
He's gonna get goals. He's been
now.
given. Jesus is the kind of player that, for me, that needs more responsibility, needs trust, needs the direction to say, right, you're the lead man. And once he gets that, for me, he definitely steps up to the billion. He's going into his prime now. So, and Cuckoo's just scored for Leipzig.
Yeah, the Ballon d'Or nominee gets his first goal of the season, 56 minutes in with 10 men. Leipzig, they're now 2-1 up at home to Cologne. Adding to Timo Werner's first goal in the first half. But Arsenal fans, let us know in the comments how you're feeling. It's about to be half-time at the Emirates, and Arsenal looking very good this first half. Very good indeed. Millie says that Tottenham supporter is salty.
About what?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to
so
ask her.
We're all salty. If you say anything about anyone, we're salty. It's
That's
fine.
it. Toby, you better not
Half-time
hide
Wolves.
after tomorrow's game. Half-time Wolves,
Hiding
Fulham
where?
0-0.
People need to relax, man. I'm not hiding. If I was hiding, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel.
That's true. Vardy is just a cheat. Anfield cry more about Fulham, says Chabadi G. I'm not too sure who that was aimed at. It's a bit of a...
Everyone.
Yeah, just everyone. Anfield cry more. Okay. Well, I'm not Anfield, am I?
Can we talk about, because I'm sure there's going to be a few of them in the chat. I know we're going to go into the half-time chat. We've got to talk about the fall from grace from Man United.
As a club, as an entity.
Terrible, yeah.
Oh, for sure. As a club, they're up there in terms of the most recognisable big names that haven't really been successful. I mean, you could probably put Liverpool in that conversation throughout the 90s, I would say.
The thing is...
But United are that
I
team
think
now.
when you think about like fall from graces, as a club, where Man United are now, right now, from where they were 10 years before when Ferguson was there, like, look, I'm not saying size of clubs and all that. They're not a better team than us, and we're West Ham.
Yeah.
What's that based on?
Last season.
Just
They
not a
finished
better
above.
team.
They finished above.
Just about.
But West Ham went all the way to the end of their European competition. And they had a thin squad. I think if West Ham had the depth
They're
and they
not
got the depth in January, I think
but
they
you
would finish
compare
there.
player to
exactly.
player.
So they didn't have the depth, which means they're not.
I get you, yeah. But I think from a team standpoint, I think they're stronger. They just
play better.
don't have the numbers, maybe.
They're more consistent.
Cohesive as well.
They're a more consistent side, and they're more set in their way of playing. But I think it's even Stevens personally.
That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough,
They're not better.
But exactly, I think that emphasizes.
I didn't
your
say
point.
we were better.
Yeah,
I'm just
no, I
saying
think that
they
emphasises
are
your
not
point,
a
yeah.
better team,
Yeah.
player for player, than us. And I don't fear United. United used to have a fear about. They used to have an aura about them. They've got no aura now. Their club is in a mess. And the amount of times I've seen this manager's going to come in, he'll sort it out. This manager's going to come in, he'll sort it out. I mean, I listened to Flex all summer about Ten Hag. There's going on about Ten Hag. And I'm looking at Ten Hag, and when I'm looking at
He's not Jesus.
the interviews he's been. He got here the first day. He's hiding from the press, making himself a very difficult. He's making himself a target. And when you're a Man United manager under that amount of stress, you don't need to be a target.
Yeah.
You know, you've
already got enough pressure on
you
your
need the
shoulders.
media on your side. You need to be doing what Klopp was doing when he first come, laughing and joking, making friends of these people, because they can. Man United, more than anyone, they can heap huge pressure on you. I just can't see the way out for Man United at the minute. I can't. You got their best players running around telling them they don't want to play for them, not turning up, walking out of games, and he's meant to be the number one professional player that they've got at the club. He's meant to be the one that's leading
leader.
by example.
Yeah.
And I can't. He's been in the door for 5 minutes, and he's already been undermined. He's losing control of it again. And it just seems like, when you see the likes of Pogba leaving and the likes of Lingard leaving, who you know they've got quite strong presences, and you think, maybe they're the problem. It just seems like someone else is the problem. It's just deep set in that club. It's deep set in that club, And
Gary Neville's come out loads of times and said they're rotten from top to bottom in terms of the Glazers and then all the way down to the players on the pitch.
So why do they think that Ten Hag's going to come in and perform miracles?
I totally agree with you. You have to really start work and lay the foundations to change this mess now for the next 10 years, because as soon as those Glazers are still at the club, then things aren't going to change.
I think that's really football in general. That's football in general. We've got too many owners now. They've used that as a personal bank account, Manchester United. They've been taking dividends out of it year after year. They didn't even buy the club with their own money. It's a mess. But you're seeing more and more of these owners. I fear for Chelsea.
No, we got an anti-Manchester United, anti-Glazers clause.
We'll see.
It's literally in the contract. Anti-Glazers clause.
But there's other ways around it. I fear for us when we get taken over.
Karen from The Apprentice needs to be careful.
There's a lot like football. If you look at the collapse, this worries me. The collapse of Barcelona is a worrying thing for football. Barcelona won't be a Barcelona. There won't be a club in 3 years. They won't be a club.
We'll have to see, because they always seem to find a way. I mean, I thought they wouldn't be able to do half of the things they did this summer.
The authorities keep on trying to divert these ways for them to do things. How can you be signing players for millions and millions of pounds and not being able to pay the wages of your current players?
Yeah, haven't been able to register Koundé.
They took.
I think they managed to register everyone now.
Do you know what they ended up doing? They ended up setting up a holding company. Yeah, buying their rights to their thing so they can invest more money in it. The league went, hold on a minute, it's a bit dodge. You can't do that, but now you've got to pay £35 million tax on the money that you haven't got. Yeah. So that's more debt. It's just they're going to collapse. They're going to collapse. There's no way around it. They're going to collapse. And even if they survive for the next 3-4 years, the deals that they've done to survive today has ruined their future. Yeah. In every, I think it's £1 in every 25 that they get in, what they've sold off. They will only get 1 in every 25 they earn. You can't run a football club like that.
Sold a lot of their TV rights.
But the thing is, I think you've got owners who just don't have a clue in terms of how to maintain and build on the success that they had. I think with Man United as well, where the Glazers came in, they still had Ferguson, they still had the likes of David Gill, they still had proper football people in place. When those figures left, they didn't do enough to replace because they didn't know enough. And they didn't have the care from the Glazers to pass down to the rest of the hierarchy to say, hey, look, we're still serious about winning. The money's always been there. Okay, cool. The Glazers are taking money out, and it's not the right way to run a football club. But as far as being competitive on the pitch financially, Man United have been able to compete with just about anybody. They've been top 3 biggest spenders in the league for probably the past 10 years, and they've easily been the top 5, top 6 spenders in Europe, in my opinion, over the last maybe 6-7 years. But again, it goes down to the fact of the matter, which is they haven't got an infrastructure. They don't employ the right people in the positions of power to actually make United better. They're just a poorly ran club in every aspect. You talk about the infrastructure, the training ground, the stadium redevelopments.
Leaky roof, as Big Steve says.
Mold Trafford.
They've got, I feel like, even their academy as well. We've seen how good their academy is meant to be, and yet
no players are coming through.
Not many players are coming through to their first team. Only what is it like in terms of regular players? Rashford, obviously my man that we can't mention, and McTominay that are playing regularly. So I'm sure there's probably more. Henderson as well, but he's gone on loan to Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
And he won't be coming back.
They're just like there's literally nothing that they're doing right. Academy, they're not integrating them properly. First team, they're making poor buys. They're not buying players who fit the manager's philosophy, and behind the scenes, they're not recruiting well enough.
What do you think about them valuing Marcus Rashford at 120 million?
They're absolutely
laughable.
He loves Rashford and wouldn't want him to go anywhere. What do you think of that, considering that? I mean, his stocks have definitely fallen. If he was worth 120 at one point, it's a bit over the top.
Nobody's paying that.
They was laughing at us for valuing Rice at 150. If they value him at 120, I'll double Rice's price.
Nobody's paying that for.
Price is Rice.
Price is Rice. No, it's true.
Really?
He's
a £50 million player.
Max.
If that.
But
at this particular moment in time.
Now, on footballing. Recent seasons past, 100% I would agree with you, probably 50 million on what he's producing. But now they look at your numbers on social media, they look at your reach, your markability, and we know Rashford is more than a player now. He's an MBE, Do you know what I mean? So that comes into his valuation.
Well, maybe you should
as well.
stop being an MBE and concentrate on being a footballer because your platform, your
But that comes into his valuation.
The platform was built off the back of his
football ability.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about everything else. Get back to the football, and then your platform grows.
If I'm Rashford as well, like, why? Like, if I'm Rashford, I'm telling my agents to push for a move to PSG. Tell Man United to try and drive that price down because
100%.
I would take the fresh start.
Yep.
Play with Mbappe, play with Messi, play with Neymar, get the chance to compete for the Champions League again. Get the chance to play in the Champions League again because who knows the next time Man United will be in the Champions League.
And you talk about platforms at the moment in world football. I don't think there's a bigger team than PSG, markability-wise. They've become a street brand.
I'd say Real Madrid, but outside of that.
No, I think Paris, man. The amount of people I see in Paris merch is become a street brand. They've become a very hip brand.
He's in London and loves it, mate. He's buying everything.
But he's always loved it. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Speaking of marketability, we know that the World Cup's coming up in America 2026. Production and I were having this chat yesterday about how
getting us all out
the
there.
US. Well, I'm actually going out to New York and doing an event at Carragher's Bar next month.
Nice.
Really?
If you are a Liverpool fan that's based in New York, do let me know and we'll get you out there and do this amazing content day. But it got us onto the topic of who's the biggest team in America or English team supported in America. There were some official stats or reports made to give us a graphic. I don't think we have the graphic to put up, but
I saw that graphic.
it's Liverpool apparently.
We've actually got apparently Spurs have got the most supporters clubs in America. But I know territorially,
Just two
but
fellas
in terms
I was
of-
sitting
in
there
terms
with a
of-
beer.
No, I'm just saying. But in terms of territory, I know that like the likes of Liverpool and Man United dominate. But we actually have quite a big US following as well.
Yeah, no, listen, I think every team is getting more and more each year.
Do you know where I bet's up there? Newcastle.
Newcastle are up there,
Yeah.
they're bigger than Tottenham, according to this.
Yeah,
Let me
they've
see.
got a
Let me
big
see.
fan base.
Get
Let me
Jason-
see.
I'll get the picture up right
No,
now.
Newcastle have got a good following abroad. I think it may be to do with the Irish, with the Liverpool connection.
Well,
In
for
Boston,
Liverpool,
yeah.
no, for sure.
New
yeah.
York.
I mean, the immigrants from Ireland to Boston, 100%. I mean, there's a massive one in Boston I know called the Phoenix Rising, do events in the West Coast as well.
Yeah.
I know the Redmen are doing an event in the West Coast. There's the actual graphic there.
Oh, right.
So Liverpool narrowly edges out United as America's most popular Premier League club. So it's Liverpool, United, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle.
City are more popular than Chelsea and Arsenal. No way.
Newcastle,
Where's
Tottenham,
this-
Southampton,
where are these stats from?
West Ham,
Nah,
Leicester, Palace,
I ain't believing
United,
that.
Leeds,
I'm not believing
Villa,
I'm not believing
Everton,
that.
Fulham, Forest, Wolves, Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton at the last.
Can we get confirmation on where these stats have been pulled from?
They're from Morning Consult, I think they're called. I think the
Nah,
source
we
is
See,
at the bottom.
Southampton has shocked me. If that was Everton, I'd have believed that.
Yeah.
I would have totally believed that.
Southampton are up there, man.
Southampton, that's an odd one. If it's true, it's true. Look, I'm not going to say it's not true. That's I haven't done no market research.
I think it
like
needs more. I think.
Well, this
I
was
need that
this.
fact
It
checked.
was August, the 5th of August. Apparently, this was taken.
Let me stop.
But there you go. Leeds will be up there soon, says Asiaya Jallo with the super
I
chat.
mean,
Big
yeah,
up to you.
they got how many? They're flooding their team with a couple of US players. So
Yeah, and City do have a City group team in America, New York City FC.
it's true. It's true. Oh yeah, of course.
So don't forget their involvement there. Lol, City don't have more fans than Arsenal in America, lol, says Jamal. Yeah, I'm an
According to this
American.
report, they do.
Get on this one, though, from Gio Nunez, all the way in America. He says, yeah, I'm an American Southampton fan.
Wow, that's madness.
Fair.
I wonder
Fair
why.
play to you, Gio.
Yeah,
why
There's got
are
to be a
you?
reason,
Let us
isn't there?
know
Sometimes
in
there's
the
always
comments. Tell us, what story have you got? City have a New York-based team, as we know. Tons of Arsenal fans in the US, as we've seen by AFTV's recent trip out to Florida and all the other places they went to, massively supported as well, we have to say, Arsenal in America. I'm sure Robbie would like me saying that.
To be fair, though, like look, big clubs sitting around here, I'd say we was the smallest of the clubs. 10 years ago, Manchester City wouldn't be even on that list, I don't think.
No.
In the top
Oh,
five.
for sure.
No,
Someone
not
said that
sure.
in the comments as well. 10 years ago,
20
no
years
way.
ago, Chelsea wouldn't have been. Like,
Yeah.
it's very fickle, isn't it? It's a very fickle market, America. Very fickle market. That
No,
can
I think
change.
it's based on. I mean, it's based on success, isn't it? I mean, the more the more your team are successful, the more likely they're going to be on TV. The more they're on TV, the more people are going to get to watch them
as well.
And the more people watch them, the more.
I mean, that's why they signed Captain America.
You can call him just Christian Pulisic. You have to give him
a phenomenon of
see the
LeBron James.
But the reason I was thinking about Everton and maybe even Fulham being up there in the list because they had Dempsey,
Dempsey,
Howard, McFadden.
Dempsey's cold.
That's a great shout.
McBride.
It was
Landon Donovan.
McBride. It wasn't even McFadden.
Landon Donovan.
McFadden was at Everton. McFadden was Scottish.
Donovan was at Everton.
Landon Donovan.
Landon Donovan.
Yeah.
I was saying that for ages. Casey Keller.
Brad Friedel.
Tim Howard.
Yeah. Tim,
yeah.
Oh, unreal.
I can't think of any Americans playing for Southampton.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Unless there is. I mean,
we had Jonathan Spector once.
How was he? Any good?
Who?
Jonathan Spector.
He was all right.
Fair enough. Gio, let us know. He says, because of the 15-16 season, I guess. Says Gio Nunez, Southampton fan.
When you came 7th.
Is that Poch?
Yeah.
Nah, that's Koeman.
Weird.
That's Koeman. They were good. They were really good. Poch elevated them, and then Koeman sort of maintained and even built.
My rules reminding us that Fulham have had a lot of American players over the years. Wimbledon are huge, says Seb1. Not too sure about that, with all due respect. West Ham got a huge boost in America with Green Street, says Randy Babandi. Oh, you never know.
Maybe got to use deflation here because of it.
Yeah. Spanish teams in the US, majority their fans are Mexican. Empty Had says Lucky C. DeAndre Yedlin is an American as well.
Spurs and Newcastle.
Yeah. La Liga is massive in the US because of the Hispanic population. And yeah.
But we had Hernandez. Javier Hernandez.
Chucho.
He's the
Chicharito.
best Mexican of all time according to their polls and stuff.
He definitely isn't the best Mexican.
No, I don't think so either. But
if he isn't,
there's been better.
Hernandez?
No, I can't remember.
I would say it is probably Chicharito.
Marquez for Barcelona.
Rafa Marquez played about 160 international caps. It's unbelievable how many caps he got.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's no way. Centre back.
Yeah.
There's no way Chicharito is the best Mexican.
An equalising goal for Cologne, by the way, away at Leipzig. 72 minutes. Leipzig score an own goal.
That's a highly rated Galvadal.
And we are still during half time in the Premier League.
You wanted him at Tottenham, didn't you? That's the
Hugo
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Gvardo.
Yeah.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah, he's young.
80 million. It's a bit steep.
A lot of money, A lot of money.
Not for me. I would rather listen. If I think 80 million, you go for someone who's doing the business right now. I don't know much on Gvardo, and from what I've read, he's meant to be really good. So maybe they know more than
Chicharito
me.
is the highest scoring Mexican for the national side.
Carlos Vela's a baller. Even though I know he didn't do. Carlos Vela disappointed me. To be fair, I think he went to
Mexico
America
used to
very
be
early,
sick.
didn't he?
Way too early.
But
Mexico
he was tearing up in the Carabao Carling Cup games for Wenger in that B team. Remember, he used to part of that B team with like Frimpong and Carlos Vela and all these different players. I think obviously like Ramsey and Wilshere would have come through that team as well at some point. But yeah, no, he was a baller.
Let us know if you can think of any more. But yeah, it's an interesting topic, talking about football in America. We know that it's going to be the biggest sport there in 2026, so looking forward to seeing how it picks up. Right, just before we get back into the second half of all these Premier League games and the ones in the Championship as well, quick break. See you soon.
I don't know. Really, really interesting game. The big game of the weekend, of course, Tottenham going to Stamford Bridge.
Battle at the bridge, fam.
Battle of the Bridge.
Battle at the bridge.
Yeah.
How's that?
You feeling confident?
Yes, fam.
Oh.
I don't care, blood. I know we ain't won there. Bro, I know we
last time you won Stamford Bridge.
I was there, celebrating on Sky Sports. That was the last time we won it.
When was that?
I don't even know. Ericsson, it was 3-1, blood. What was it like? What year was that? Am I a priest? Maybe it was like 2018 or 2019 or something like that.
By accident, bro.
Because of COVID, I lost my bearings, innit? You know what I mean? Because of COVID, 2 years. That took 2 years of my life away, blood. You get me? That took 2 years of my life away. I think it might have been 2018
so you're mad
or something
confident
like
you can
that.
go there and win?
I'm not saying I'm mad. I'm confident we can go there and get a result in it. Yeah, you see this.
The result, what's that win?
Wait, let me finish.
What's the result?
Let me finish,
Press him, bro.
You get me? Let me finish,
pressure,
blood. Man, they're sitting there with your flipping Balenciagas. I ain't never seen no fake Balenciagas in my life.
No.
What those Balenciagas? What these Balenciagas?
Wait. You know what's mad, yeah? I came in and I saw them. I thought, raw, Don Robbie, it's like that. I thought the channel was doing well.
Nah, they're not.
The channel was suffering.
Man needs to put Best of Enemies twice a week, so you can get some proper Balenciagas.
Let me tell you something, right? These are worth more.
It's not looking good, bruv.
I haven't got Balenciagas. I don't wear Balenciagas.
It's not looking good.
You had a Balenciaga. You came in here with
no. I came in Versace.
You probably parked them up because
no, I don't wear Balenciagas. I ain't got any Balenciagas. That's Troops that's got Balenciagas. I don't.
I'm sure I saw you wearing a Balenciaga.
Nope. You get
anyway, answer the
though,
question.
the
What are you going to do?
Yeah, so what it is, I know, going to the bridge, innit, man's got pumped, fam. I said it already, we get touched at the bridge more times than the season tickets when they enter. Do you know them way there? But listen, this is the perfect time to play Chelsea, bro. One.
Why?
Two, bro, what do you mean why? They ain't finished doing their transfer business. They ain't got nothing up top, blood. I told you, I put his head on their flag. They got nothing up top, bro. You get me now? Big man thing. Raheem Sterling, Kai Havertz, bro. Don't get me wrong. I know they got
mate.
Robbie, I know they got a good team in it, but for some reason, I saw them in their first game. Shocking. They didn't deserve to win that.
They won though.
I know, you know what I'm saying, but I've seen them in pre-season, and I've seen us. You get me?
And we are back for the second half of the Saturday football show. There's been a goal in the Premier League, Matisse. Who's it gone for?
Leeds have taken the lead at Southampton, waiting for that goal scorer to come up. But that's a massive goal. Rodrigo scored it. So that's a massive goal for Leeds. And listen, both teams for me will be in the relegation battle this season. Obviously, we know Jesse March has come in there now from last year under Bielsa, and they were in free fall. So, and Southampton, really, they're probably still sleeping from last season, where they managed to make themselves safe middle of the season, and they kind of just peter out and just go through the motions. And they seem to still be going through the motions.
Leeds won last week, right?
They did. 2-1 at Wolves.
Good start. Be honest with you, I didn't. Losing the players that they've lost.
Yeah,
I didn't
Rafinha.
have them to.
Phillips.
And do you know what? Rodrigo's really coming into it now. He started off quite slow. You know he's the cousin of Thiago as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I mean, he has to come good, man. They bought him for close to £30 million. This is his third season at Leeds. Like, they need something from him. Like,
well, they're getting it.
They need something from him. So
in the form of goals.
If he can give them, I would say 10 to 13 league goals this season. I think by his standards, that's a relatively decent campaign. And if they can keep Bamford fit, of course, as well. But Leeds, they've signed some decent young players, man. When I watched Leeds play against Wolves, I like the look of some of their plays. I think that Mark Rocker they signed from Bayern, he looks a really good player. Like I saw his sort of like compilation the other week against Wolves, popping it off with his right foot, popping it off with his left foot, defensively as well. He looked good, man. So they've lost some players, but I feel like at the very least, they've been able to spend that money straight back into their squad, which is
they spent
what
it
you
before
want.
Rafinha, didn't they? Before the Rafinha deal, because he was saying they had to sell him now because they'd brought in the 6 or so players to come in.
I think when you deep it, they've lost Calvin Phillips, but they've been able to buy 2 midfielders. They needed depth in the midfield. They've now got 2 undisputed starters in Rocker and Tyler Adams. If they can get one more in, then they're sweet.
Yeah, 100%. I think Southampton, I fear for them this season. Wouldn't say Hassan, who could he potentially be sacked this season?
Yeah.
I've read he's up for grabs.
There was a daily. I think it was I don't really like using Daily Mail as a source, but there was an exclusive the other day about how he's lost the dressing room and how like several players are still shocked that he's the manager. So I'm not sure what's happened there. Like I think the stocks for Ralph has just plummeted because they actually had a relatively decent start to the season last year, and they just plummeted. I actually think Ralph Hasenhuttl was a decent manager, but something's not right there. It's going to be very interesting to see how they navigate the season as well. I think the one thing which I'm waiting to see is whether any of their new signings can help on the goal scoring front. Lavia played against us last week. He looked decent, but I feel like they haven't done enough in the striking department for me to be 100% sure that they
know where the goals are coming from.
Yeah, exactly. I like Aribo. I think he's good. Of course, my fellow compatriot as well, but I think they need more, man.
Carl Walker-Peters was linked with moves away. He's linked with us for a brief spell as well. He could engineer a move out. I think if they start free falling, he's more than proved that he's good enough at this level.
100%.
So
I'll tell you someone that are people thought that this team was going to be passed around like a basketball in the Premier League is Fulham. If they can get another point today, that's a brilliant start with the 2 games that they've had. Wolves is not an easy place to go to. No. Wolves away, getting a draw with Liverpool on the opening day.
Yeah.
That's I was just about to say commentator's cursive.
Yeah.
That's a great start for Wolves. I mean, for Fulham.
If they can get a couple of points out of these first 2 games.
I mean, 2 points would be a good start for Fulham for sure. Yeah, Leeds starting really well as well if they can keep this one up away at St Mary's with just over 40 minutes to go. Wolves 0, Fulham 0 at the minute, no goals. We just saw as well that the keeper, Nick Pope, who again we mentioned was trending all over social media yesterday, due to, I think what it came from was Burger King asked, another fast food restaurants are available of course, but they asked what's someone's favourite sauce, and someone with a Newcastle account tweeted back Nick Pope, and then it just absolutely blew up.
I think so.
I still don't get it.
I still don't think it's that funny, if I'm honest.
I don't get it.
Nick Pope's not saucy, is he?
I would say no, but he's just apparently made a massive, huge save away at Brighton, so maybe he is today.
Maybe he is, yeah.
But no, it's looking good for him as a goalkeeper now at Newcastle, who actually have a good few keepers on their books now with Darlow, Dubravka, and now Nick Pope.
I can't lie. I don't think Darlow's a good goalkeeper, and I think Dubravka, if you ask me, Dubravka, is he a good goalkeeper? Maybe 4 years ago I would have said yes, but now he ain't the same goalkeeper in my opinion. I think he's too error prone. I think Nick Pope is a perfect signing for them. Good money, good price, decent age at 30 years old, and Premier League proven as well. So I know people would say Premier League proven is not the be-all and end-all, and I agree it isn't. But for them, you want a safe pair of hands.
Go Leicester!
Let's go! Let's go! Come on! Goal!
Yes!
Saliba goal!
The next Van Dijk. The next Van Dijk.
Let's go!
Wow,
the Mbappe of centre backs.
It looks like it's William Saliba with an own goal. Can you believe it? Yeovil have already equalised at home to Wrexham. Big up to Malachi Linton with a 48th minute equaliser at home. But let's try and get some more from the Emirates, because it looks like Saliba has scored an own goal in the 53rd minute. Not what Arsenal fans would have wanted for the start of the second half, Nicky.
Tell you what, they're still struggling with them diagonal balls, Arsenal. We see it a little bit last week as well.
You can question the goalkeeper's position. Shock. Where have I heard that before from
Ramsdale?
Listen, I rate
one of the most
overrated goalkeepers in the Premier League. Yeah, terrible goalkeeper.
I'm not sure if he's terrible. I don't think he's terrible, but he's so overrated.
He's just a passion merchant. I said this last year. I got loads of stick for it. It's just a passion merchant. Comes around. He's reckless.
Camera.
Yeah, loves the camera.
Yeah. Listen, I rate Saliba, but that needed to happen. And better earlier than later, because Arsenal fans have been gassing him to the high heaven, saying that Van Dijk's following him on social media now, so he can learn how to do this and that. And I'm like, I know they're bantering, but even still, it just shuts them up a little bit. It needed to happen, and I rate Saliba, and I think Saliba's gonna be brilliant for them.
Apparently, tried to head it back with power. He's got it all wrong, and it's a shocker from Saliba. He was the hero after the first game. Now he's given away an own goal. Also, 1 clean sheet in 12 now for Arsenal. That kind of goal for Arsenal. Oh, goal for Arsenal, and it's Granit Xhaka.
Wow,
goal and an assist.
Wow,
my prediction, Matisse.
3-1 on Big Six.
You also said Granit Xhaka shouldn't have been playing, but he's got a goal and an assist.
He is upgradable.
Which is basically you saying he shouldn't be playing.
Midfield? You're looking for some mates.
But Granit Xhaka, no, thank you. 3-1. Can you believe it? We've heard the old cliche in football how many times now? The worst time to concede a goal is just after you've scored one. Wow, listen, it's happened to Leicester. They've got an own goal, which probably wasn't, well, it was against the run of play from what we're hearing. But Granit Xhaka makes it 3-1 to the Arsenal, and it completely changes everything we were just literally talking about. Does it not?
Football, funny game. I mean,
game.
We had a moment there where we thought the game might be in some sort of balance, but no. Now, obviously, Arsenal have gone straight back into a 2-goal lead, and Xhaka. Xhaka, I bet it's a screamer.
From Leicester,
I bet it's a screamer as well, because Xhaka doesn't really score.
I think there could be
normal
goals.
goals.
Struggles this year, Leicester.
Well, do you know what? You say that. We've just had a comment there from Kieran saying Rodgers surely has to go now.
Yeah, I think so.
We're talking about Ralph Hasenhuttl. There was mentions about Gerrard, etc. I think they've gone maybe a little bit sour after today. But he could be the first one to go.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm surprised he didn't go last season. I mean, there's nothing more for Rodgers to achieve at Leicester. You've got Tielemans running out of contract. You've got Maddison and Ndidi running out in 2024. They're probably going to need to do a bit of an overhaul. He's won the FA Cup. What more can you do apart from that?
He lost out on
apparently his goal was 8 yards out.
Yeah, twice he
twice
he
yards out apparently.
Yeah, twice he missed out on top 4 by the skin of his teeth. That's demoralising.
They was collapses really as well. They was in pole position to get them.
Yeah.
What, top 4?
Yeah,
Leicester.
they were down in their hands both times.
I like Rodgers. I think he's a good manager.
Yes.
But I feel like
He needs a fresh challenge, I think.
I think beyond needing a fresh challenge, I think he needs a fresh team.
How long has he been there?
They need to recycle some of those teams.
4?
3? He's been there a while, yeah. 4 years.
4 years.
But he's won
I think he's taken them as far as they can go.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, with the age of some of the players that are still there. You look at Vardy.
Yeah.
What a player he's been since he turned 30. But yeah, I think maybe it's time for a bit of a refresh.
Leaves as well. It's a big loss for them. So
they'll have to replace him, but I don't know who they replace him with.
Penalty shout.
For who?
For Arsenal.
that could be an opportunity for Gabriel
Talking
Jesus
about
to
a
get a hat
penalty.
trick.
Is it a penalty?
Where he beats. Are they looking at it though?
Millwall 2, Coventry 2, Nicky. Millwall getting a goal back. George Honeyman, that's a proper Millwall name, that. I feel like.
Yeah, he definitely voted Brexit.
Yeah, probably. Bayer Leverkusen 1, Augsburg 2, Andre Hahn. Hoffenheim also winning against Bochum Gladbach. And Portsmouth 2-0 up away at Cheltenham. But we're still goalless at Brighton. We're still goalless at Wolves. Out of those 4 teams, who do you think, out of our panel here, is going to nick something in those games? Who's the most likely to? I would go for Newcastle and Fulham.
I'd say Newcastle. Fulham with Mitrovic, you can never discount them. Yeah. Newcastle for sure. I think as the game goes on, surely they'll get stronger and stronger and find something. Callum Wilson scored a brilliant goal last weekend. Remember that little flick that he had outside of his right boot? So yeah, he's a if he could stay fit, he would do. He could potentially. I don't know. Would he move up to a top 6, 7, 8 European team?
You'd argue that they could be in a top 6, 7, 8 team.
They could be that
right
team
now. So
we're seeing as well that there's a big Arsenal shout for a penalty, and it looks like it should have been given on the screens. It's very similar to the Van Dijk Mitrovic one that we saw last week. Apparently, the contact is there, and it is apparently a stone wall. Do you think it should have been a penalty for Arsenal? And obviously, that would have been an opportunity for Jesus to get his hat trick on his home debut. There is still time. There's around half an hour to go for these games, but looks like it should have been a penalty at the Emirates, Nicky.
yeah.
Lewis Baker scored for Stoke there against Huddersfield.
Is he still on your books?
No. No, he's not. Imagine if he was.
Biggest hoarders.
Yeah, we can't do that now because FIFA have got the new loan rule coming into action this season.
Yeah.
Maximum amount of loans.
Explain the rule.
I think it's a maximum of, is it 5 or 6 loans that you can have now?
Is that just domestic in the UK or?
I think it's overall. Someone in the comments just to clarify. Well, that's why we're going to get rid of a lot of players. We have to either sell them or we're going to have to keep them. So we can't loan out everybody.
Don't forget, today at 5:30 we have Manchester United Brentford. Or is it Brentford?
Brentford at home.
Brentford at the Community Stadium. I mean, that's a game that has got a few stories weaved into it. So Eriksen coming back to Brentford to play for United. Will he get a good reception? The growing concerns of this rebellious team that aren't really listening, if you believe what you hear, to the instructions that Ten Hag has given them. There's unrest in the camp. Do you think in that game, the body language of the players, the United players especially, is going to be something that people are focusing in on, maybe even more than ever?
Every single movement of every single player is always going to be under scrutiny for Man United while they're in this sort of form. All the time. 2-0 Leeds.
2-0 for Leeds. And he's going to go again.
Wow.
3-2. Wow.
He said he needed more.
He needed more.
And he's giving the Leeds fans
Sheesh.
more. He's giving it to them.
Sheesh, fair play.
2-0, and it looks like Leeds are going to walk away with the 3 points at St Mary's. That is a very, very far away day for Leeds fans to travel to.
Southampton, 6 goals conceded already in 2 games.
4 goals in 2 games now.
Doesn't
for Leeds.
surprise me.
Great
They
start
don't
for them.
defend. They really do not defend. Last season, towards the back end, they were shipping goals. And remember, Hasselhoff's always famous.
They're in
for
trouble for
8-0
sure this season.
Piping somewhere. I've just seen Timo Werner's goal for RB Leipzig earlier. It was from 25 yards out or 30 yards out.
Serious?
Yeah. Don't know what the goalkeeper's doing, but yeah, that league has some serious. That needs to be after Barcelona. We investigate Bundesliga after.
Yeah,
I think.
we're gonna have some serious microscopes put on that league. Going back to Manchester United, as we also confirmed the Leeds goal there. The game against Brentford, is it already at the stage, all of you guys, that you think he can't afford to lose, or he can't afford to have more negative moments happening this early on in his career?
No, he can't, because they're going to be focusing on everything, Alex. If Ronaldo's on the bench today, they'll be focusing on Ten Hag's body language towards him. Is he ignoring him? Everything is under such a microscope. And as I was saying earlier with Ten Hag, it's a big job.
He's never been in this position before.
Big job. Big job at Man United.
It's the biggest job he'll ever have.
I can't think of a manager who could take that job and sort that club out quick.
I don't think there's anyone who could quickly.
Not quickly, but it needs like.
That's what they need.
Does it need like?
Listen, I think no manager was going to come in and fix this quickly.
Fix that, no.
I think what he needs more than ever is a refresh of that team, which is why I feel like if they lose today, nobody will be surprised, not even Man United fans. I think United fans are going to give Ten Hag all the patience. I think the United board will give Ten Hag the patience. Look at how much time they gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So
that was a financial decision.
It was, and to be fair, Ole actually got Man United gradually better before he took them down properly anyway. But the point I'm making is I think with Ten Hag, they know that this is a manager that's here for the long term. And I feel like he will have a grace period where they can go to Brentford today and lose 2-1 and the fans will still be on his side, but they'll still be on the backs of the powers that
definitely be. They have Liverpool next week. How bad can they afford to be? That's the question.
They have to win today.
It's only the first 3 games of the season, though.
I know. But I'm just saying, patience is one thing with Man United fans, but there's still that expectation of we are Manchester United. And I think we were saying even to Saeed on the Big Six, where he was saying we'd be thankful for a point. Like, you do still need to win games. Yeah. You can't just lose.
No, they need to win today. But I'm just saying, like, if they lose today, there's not going to be pitchforks out for
no, there won't be. But I think if they lose 3 games out of 3, like Arsenal did last season, there will certainly be a lot of talk.
There's going to be protests.
Again?
There's always going to be protests. There was outside the shop last week, protesting outside the shop. They're always protesting against the Glazers. That sort of stuff.
They still buy the shirts, though.
I know, yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. They go in the shop and with their bag, they
go outside. Don't shut the shop. I've already got my goods. So shut it now, please.
It's got to go back to London. Keep it open for time.
It's strange, mate. It's a strange situation, and like them sort of things can be distractions. They can be distractions for new managers, for new players. Who have they brought in? Christian Eriksen, and I mean Christian Eriksen's a fantastic player, and he's done really well for Brentford. He's done really well for Tottenham. I think he's done really well for Inter. But he's not someone that you would say is a Man United level signing. Coming off a free off Brentford.
I think on a free,
they're getting linked to the likes of Arnautovic, 33 years old.
I think on a free transfer, it's not
Rabiot.
It's not a bad signing, but I think
Rabiot's terrible.
They needed,
by the way.
Yeah, I don't think he's terrible, but again, he doesn't move the needle at Man United. I don't think he's a direct solution for what they need in the midfield. And I think with the Eriksen signing, I think that's a good pickup on a free transfer. I just think with Eriksen, they didn't need that type of midfielder this summer. They need someone to give them stability at the base of their midfield.
Yeah, they need steel in there.
They need at least 2 or 3 that give them stability, and they needed to replace the sort of panache that they've lost with Paul Pogba as well. So, yeah.
But they've even when you look at their strike force now. I know they signed that. What's his name now? I can't remember his name. It's quite a lot of money, but
striker.
Yeah, was it striker
for United?
What was the other kid that they signed?
They were trying to sign Sesko, but they didn't get that.
No, it wasn't him. It was another. Maybe. But last year they at least had Cavani to lean on.
Yeah.
He's gone.
No, they haven't signed any striker in a while.
We've got Martial back.
Yeah, Martial's back.
When's the last time
he's injured again
for Manchester United?
Yeah,
injured again. Doesn't want to play for Manchester United. Rashford struggled last year.
Yeah,
in any position.
Sancho's struggling as well.
Sancho's struggling still. Ronaldo don't want to play for them.
It's bad.
They could be in big trouble, Man United. And I mean,
and if they bring in Rabiot, I don't know what you think about that with his mother being his agent, all the drama she brought. That's another person for the dressing room to cause problems.
The wrong personalities. They need still in it. Roy Keane, I see Roy Keane whinging about Man United every week on the telly, and he's right. Everything he says about Man United is right. Every single thing. And I don't know what they need, Man United. They've just let it rot so much. Maybe it's irreparable for the time being. Yeah. For the time being.
Well, already it's turned into a game that Ten Hag can't afford to lose. Don't forget they play Liverpool at home a week on Monday. So they're going to have to start picking up points. They've already lost one game, of course. But do you think, just on a separate point, Matisse, seeing how Fofana has supposedly defended today at the Emirates, does it still make you want to go in with that massive fourth offer and sign the deal for Wesley?
I mean, regardless of whether he played great today or he didn't, the offer is still ridiculous. 80 million is a ridiculous fee for Fofana, regardless. But at the end of the day, that's the going rate. If someone signs a new contract until 20... Well, it is
more than the going rate.
It is more than the going rate. But if someone signs a new contract until 2027, pre-injury, people would have probably had him borderline near their team of the years after his first season. He was brilliant. I remember him in the FA Cup final against us.
Yep.
And for me, that's, you're hedging your bets on him being your player for the next decade and playing at the top level, being a world-class centre-back, which is what he has the potential to do. So if you're shoring up your defence potentially for the next decade, it is going to cost you 80 million for someone else on a 5-year contract at a club that doesn't want to sell, nor do they need to sell. So that's what you have to pay. But yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about today's performance. His head could be out for all we know. I don't think he particularly wants to stay there. Now that we've come in, he looks pretty interested in coming in. He's been faffing about on social media a little bit with some signs, dropping some signs here and there. So maybe he's distracted. I don't know.
How much more business do you expect to be doing?
The centre-back position to get sorted.
Centre-forward, surely.
I'm not going to narrow it down to centre-forward, but definitely an attacker, because you could even get a wide player.
Could Koundé come back?
Koundé? Oh, if he doesn't get registered.
If he's not registered.
No. If anybody doesn't get registered from Barcelona, that's their business. They need to pick up
Koundé will be registered for Barcelona. I think with the Fofana one, Chelsea just got to firm that L. If they get their pants pulled down for Fofana, they get their pants pulled down. The same way Arsenal got their pants pulled down for Ben White for 50 million. But if the player goes...
for you for Richarlison in a way.
Massively.
Not necessarily.
Pepe.
Richarlison for 60 million and Fofana for 80 is probably around about the same.
It's not the same.
The same kind of rip-off.
It's not the same.
You don't think so?
I'll explain. I'll explain my after. But Fofana's a centre-back and he's going for more than an attacker. An attacker costs 60 million.
Centre-backs have gone for a lot for a while.
Yeah. Let me just finish my point. Let me finish my point. So what I'm saying to you is Fofana is going for a fee that is massive. Like, he's going to be the outright world record, most likely for centre backs at 21 years old. He's a really good player. And the point I was making is, irrespective of whatever financial L Chelsea are going to take, Fofana is a class centre back, and if he performs well for Chelsea, no one's really going to make a big deal of the price tag.
Yeah.
I mean, some people always talk.
What if you don't though?
But
look at the.
If he doesn't, then it's going to be a Maguire thing where they keep banging about the price.
The world record signing goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean,
sitting there rotting away on the bench.
The difference I'd distinguish with Kepa is I don't think Kepa should have ever even been highly rated to that degree. He didn't do anything to be.
But you paid the money.
No, it was a Sarri signing, and it was a panic buy because we wanted Alisson. Courtois had missed training. He went AWOL. He wanted to go back to Real Madrid, which we knew.
What a terrible.
And instead of getting Alisson done early, we faffed about. You guys got Alisson, and we ended up getting Kepa and paying his release clause. But Kepa had never performed in this league. He was a short goalkeeper. It was always a massive risk. I think Fofana's got a lot better fundamentals than Kepa to actually succeed. And we've seen that in this league. But the injury is my biggest thing. But he seems to be recovering all right from it. I don't know.
I'm 100% sure if Chelsea sign Fofana will succeed at Chelsea because he's a class player. He's a really good centre back. I think they'll be
10 years younger than Koulibaly.
They'll be getting a really good player there, and they'll be getting a player for the future. It's just they're going to get their pants pulled down price wise. On the Richarlison point for you, for me, I think the price was much more justifiable for Richarlison.
Really?
Yes, because you keep saying really. He had 2 years left in his deal. He's an attacker in the Premier League who can
that
play.
Doesn't work in his favour. 2 years left on his deal, 60 million.
Of course it works in his favour.
Not
What are you
really.
talking about? Why does it not?
When Sterling and Jesus are going for 45 with a year left.
Yeah, so you think a year is the same as 2 years?
No, 2 years is not a long time. You're saying it like it's a good point. He didn't sign a 5-year contract. Fofana's his contract runs out in 2027.
No, I didn't say it as a good point.
Okay,
I said it as a reason why you still have to pay close to what you would normally pay for a player who's got 3-4 years left on his deal, because he's still technically locked into a contract where he doesn't really have a way out as of yet.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making with Richarlison is he's an attacker who plays 3 positions, 25 years old, and has played in this league, proven in this league, and has hit double figures 3 of his last 4 seasons at Everton. So again, I keep reiterating this. If you had to pay for a 25-year-old attacker in the Premier League who plays 3 positions and he's a regular for his country and he's hit in double figures, 10 to 13 goals in this league, how much would they cost?
10 to 13 goals is not a lot of goals.
You didn't answer my question. I said an attacker.
I'm not going to lie to you.
How much are they going for?
I'd probably knock it down 10 million or so.
How much are they going for, Matisse?
I'd say 50.
When was the last attacker that you've seen purchased in the Premier League that's giving you those numbers of 40 million?
Danny Ings gives you those numbers.
Goal for Southampton.
Danny Ings has scored.
One back. Home to Leeds.
Danny Ings has scored. He scored 22 goals or 20 odd goals for Southampton once. Before that, I think he only. Danny Ings has only had 2 seasons for Southampton.
If Richarlison was doing 20, 18, 19, I could understand. But you're talking 10 to 13 goals, and I understand the context because he plays for Everton, and I'm sure those goals will go up if he gets the game time.
I'm talking about how the market is skewed now. I'm not talking about his quality. I know Richarlison's a good player, but I wouldn't even have paid.
So you admit it's overpriced?
No, I think it's by 10 million. I think it's
yeah. That's what I would say, around about 10 million.
But what I'm saying is it's justifiable because of what he's done in this league and the rate in which.
But then some people will say.
You say this now, but you bought Xhaka for how much?
40.
45, 46 million. It was. You've got internet.
You got connection.
Why are you telling me?
You're saying 48.
No, I said 45, 46 million you bought Xhaka for.
To flip it slightly, some people will say Fofana goes straight into Chelsea's 11, whereas Richarlison's going to your bench. So
it doesn't matter.
In terms of money spent, that's where they'll look at it. Where you could
but that doesn't make sense because it doesn't matter. We're bolstering our team.
I get that point. Yeah.
The point is, Fofana is going for 80 million. That's going to be the joint record
40
for centre back.
Jota was.
It wasn't 40, bro. It was more than 40 million. It was more than 40 million. And what the point I'm making.
Say?
So what does that say? I'm talking about the total fee, bro.
Look, hang on. No.
So
Liverpool have completed the signing of Diogo Jota for Wolves for a fee of 40 million.
He was definitely cheaper.
Which could rise.
Okay then.
So what are we talking about? Stuff that's already happened or stuff that could happen?
Okay, but then by that logic, then Richarlison isn't 60 million because we didn't pay 60 million. We paid 50 million.
Let's see what Fofana ends up being first. Maybe there'll be some add-ons.
The point I'm making to you.
Still overpriced.
The point you say it's overpriced. Diogo Jota hadn't even hit double figures for Wolves in the league and went for 45
Would you say that Fofana has a higher ceiling as a centre-back than Richarlison does as a striker?
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about Fofana versus Richarlison.
Who'd rather have
I'm talking
Jota
about
or
the prices,
Richarlison?
The positions and the prices.
Justifiable.
I think Nicky
Fofana is not
Norwich are losing again.
Fofana is not
Goal for Leicester! 3-2 James Maddison with 15 minutes to go!
Goal! Game on.
Maddison scored 15 minutes to go. Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine if they were to come back
Arsenal
to 3-3.
target, James Maddison.
Yeah.
Listen,
somebody has to do it.
If there's an equaliser here, mate, you ain't going to hear the
Tielemans
end.
equaliser.
You're not going to hear the end of it from Arsenal fans.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere, Arsenal fans. Don't go anywhere.
Listen.
I'm joking. They're going to win this game.
They probably will, but a Tielemans last minute would be wonderful, if I'm being honest.
Apparently, Arsenal fans saying Arteta needs to stop being so stubborn and make some changes.
I'll set her out. Yeah, let's see. I'm interested to see what these goals look like because, Maddison usually does whip one.
Yeah, I was just saying, in the Championship, Norwich are losing again.
Again?
Yeah,
they were 1-0 down, weren't they? Is that now
2-1 now?
Who scored for Southampton?
Maddison. No, it wasn't. It was...
We missed that.
It just came up and I saw it and I completely missed it.
We've missed that in our heated debate about Fofana versus...
oh boy, Ramsdale. Ramsdale.
Oh no, oh boy. Send that to me, please.
Ramsdale.
Let me see that.
I don't think he's got the video.
No, he probably
Obviously,
doesn't. I think he's just running an
agenda.
agenda. One of his players this season he's got on a list.
Bro,
Toby's got this long.
4-2, Arsenal scored again.
Shock horror.
Martinelli
Shock horror.
has just scored for Arsenal.
Oh, there we have it.
What is
Jesus
going on over
Christ.
there?
That
Can you
game is
believe it?
wild.
It's unbelievable.
Second time
What
that's
a
happened
game.
to
They're going to win
Leicester.
this game. We said
a
it.
game.
Leicester can't defend.
Leicester cannot
So
defend.
straight after the first time that Leicester got a goal, Arsenal went up the other end and made it 3-2. Sorry, 3-1. Now it was 3-2, and now it's 4-2. The exact
Surely
same
that knocks
still
Fofana's
happens.
price down 10 million or so.
Fuming, Rodgers.
Oh, he has to be.
Give that away twice.
Yeah. Just
Poor.
got themselves back into
So
the game.
poor. So
Insane,
poor.
wow.
But there you go. Arsenal fans in dream world. You've seen Gabby Jesus and Martinelli score today, and Granit Xhaka, of course. But I'm guessing they'd want their other forward players to score as well. And it looks like they're doing that at the minute. Number 11 just changed shirt numbers this season from 35 to 11.
2-2.
Gabriel Martinelli,
Yeah, 2-2,
2-2.
yeah.
It's
Fair
a great
play.
start to the
Start.
He
Premier League
needed
for
to
him.
up the goal tally, and
He
he's
does.
starting. He's starting well.
Yep. 100%. He does need to up it. I think take
Bit
that
of
pressure off
competition
Saka
there.
a bit. Yeah, take the pressure off Saka a little bit. What
Take
happened
the
to
pressure
Marquinhos?
off Ramsdale as well, by the way.
What about him? He's like
Because
some
he's just-
19-year-old kid.
But is he in the first team? Is he on the bench?
He's
Like,
playing. He's playing for the
Reserves.
PL2 team.
Oh right. Oh okay. I just thought he'd
But I
be in
reckon
the first team.
he'll get maybe like minutes in the
In
cup
the cup,
games. and
yeah.
stuff,
I thought he was
yeah.
going into the first team. Because they were talking about him. Some of their fans were saying
Toby
one
got
to watch
top
out for.
ball knowledge, says AB15.
Thank you.
Toby is correct. These are chatting-ish, says Ngoni.
About what?
About the price, about the fee.
I didn't say nothing.
He didn't say anything, to be fair, so he can't be involved. Arsenal
I
defence is leaky,
I
says
think
Kieran.
you
Don't
agree
blame
anyway,
me.
But I felt like in terms of being overpriced, I think when you're looking at the potential of Fofana and the level of Fofana, I think they're both equally as overpriced personally. I know the positions.
The price is set. The price is set by
I would have valued Fofana.
the value is set by what you
before
pay.
they made
But
the
you
transfers.
can't say that. You can't say that statement is factually incorrect because we've seen worse attackers than Richarlison go for similar fees. What do you mean? You have one in your team right now in Pulisic that costs almost 60 million.
You got an agenda.
What do you mean I've got an agenda? That's a fact.
Pulisic play Champions League football.
I don't care.
And you know the marketability and all these.
No,
things
no, no,
come
no,
into
no,
it as
brother,
well.
brother.
But he was doing very well at Dortmund, to be fair.
What do you mean he was doing? He scored like 10 league goals in 5 years.
He was more of a creator, Toby. He wasn't.
He didn't even
playing on the
create
right
it,
side.
brother.
He was creating chances.
Bro,
Toby.
I'm telling you, I know.
I have an agenda against Pulisic. I'm telling you,
trust
I
me,
know.
Trust me. When it comes to this stuff, I know more than you, and I'm telling you this. Guy, no, it's the truth. I know more than you. And I'm telling you,
You've always had.
It's not an agenda.
Massive agenda.
It's not
against
agenda.
Pulisic.
It's
Pulisic was
It's
58
not an
million
agenda.
pounds.
It is facts. He's crap.
Penalty to Fulham.
Penalty to Fulham. This could be a massive
You're
one.
judging Pulisic right now.
That's enough.
When we paid for him, not when we bought him. Doesn't make any sense.
Wolves 0, Fulham 0, but there is a massive opportunity in the last 10 minutes for Fulham. Listen, no speaking over each other. This isn't a big six.
Sorry.
Penalty for Fulham, and it could be Mitrovic getting his third goal in 2 games for Fulham. What an incredible 3 points this would be if they score and if they hang on, Nicky.
Yeah. I was saying if they could get 2 points. Oh no, we've got an audio issue. Just penalty goes. Oh no,
I didn't hear any of that.
Right, we're going to be back very shortly. We have an audio issue, and we'll update you as soon as we can.
Grilling.
that.
Didn't hear Toby grilling Pulisic there.
No, they didn't hear me putting you in your place. Fofana's going.
Right, and we're back, and the penalty that Fulham got, they missed it, Nicky.
Yeah.
Mitrovic has missed it after last week.
Yeah, blasted it straight at the keeper, and there was a goal. Man City have scored again. Just
No one needs to know that, though.
Can I just
10 minutes to go. Jefferson Lerma, 79 minutes. It's an own goal for the Cherries. It's 4-0
Come on,
to
I need one
City.
more.
Still no goal
Need
for
one more.
Haaland out of these 4, by
Need
the way.
one more, please.
80 minutes gone at the Emirates. Arsenal 4, Leicester 2. Around 8 to 12 minutes left all of these Premier League games and in the Championship as well. There is some scores to update you on. 2, Blackpool 0, Swansea 0, Huddersfield 2, Stoke 1, Hull 2, Norwich 1, Luton 0, Preston 1, Millwall 2, Coventry 2, Rotherham 4, Reading 0, Sunderland 2, QPR 0, Wigan 1, Bristol City 1, Watford 1, Burnley 0 has already happened, as well as Cardiff 1, Birmingham 0. There we go, but it's an L for Mitrovic. Liverpool fans rejoicing, is it?
Wow.
To be fair, he had a great penalty.
Liverpool fans rejoicing.
I like Mitrovic. Can I just clear up?
Go on, I'll give you one chance. I'll give you 20 seconds to clear this up.
Okay, so I'm going to clear this up. I didn't say I know more Matisse when it comes to football. I said I know more than him when it comes to Pulisic, because I've been tracking this guy for years. Back when I rated him at Dortmund. Yeah, it's not stalker. I know. I'm telling you what I know, and statistically, this guy has underperformed for years, and you can't justify.
But when they were paying for him, they were buying into the potential. And
no, bro.
Same way you speak on Pulisic, I'll speak on Doherty and Ndombele.
It's completely
it's club bias at the end of the day.
Ndombele makes sense.
Rashford,
go for Southampton. It's St. Mary's. Who would have thought it? 15 minutes ago, we were talking about Ralph Hasenhüttl potentially being the first manager to be sacked this season, but Kyle Walker-Peters with 10 minutes to go, maybe even less, has equalised for Southampton. And if you are Leeds fans right now, if you're Jesse March, you will be absolutely fuming, especially considering the mileage that these Leeds fans have gone through to get from Ellen Road down to St.
Walker-Peters, my boy.
8 minutes to go. This one is set up for an absolute
Aribo scored as well. Come on. I'm happy with that.
From Southampton.
Hold that, KG.
Brilliant.
If you're watching, hold that, KG.
Rangers 4, St Johnstone 0 in the Scottish Premier League. Tom Lawrence scoring.
Is that Lawrence? Was that Derby? No, it's Henry Lawrence, isn't it? I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But wow, what a last 10 minutes we have in all of these games. Can Wolves nick it? Can Fulham nick it? Can Brighton nick it? Can Newcastle? They've been a bit quiet today. They haven't really done much.
I was just about to say, bit underwhelming from them. Underwhelming start. No, they won last week, but it wasn't exactly a vintage performance, was it?
Would they have taken 4 points in the first 2 games? Do you reckon?
Yeah, of course.
Considering they got 0 out of the how many last year?
25, probably.
Wow.
It was a lot, wasn't it? It was a lot of games.
Yeah, they were dire, Newcastle.
Hopefully we can get a goal in either of those games to give us a bit more excitement.
This Man United kit is so poor, man.
Which one? The home one?
This highlighter, high-vis type.
Oh, God,
it's awful, isn't
it? It's bad.
It's absolutely awful.
There's some shocking kits in there.
bad.
I'll tell you what,
their home kit's good.
West Ham have got some shocking kits, but Tottenham have had some proper
I'm not surprised by West Ham having shocking kits, but yeah, Nike.
Come on, man. I've been looking at your kits for years now, man.
You know what it is? Nike have been doing us dirty, but tell you what, the third kit that's just come out is fantastic. I'm going to get that next week.
Really?
It's quality. Yeah, quality.
They just keep giving you like really boring...
It's not boring.
They're just plain white with the sponsor.
Hideous. No, they're giving us...
I feel like the AIA thing should be navy blue instead of red.
It's just
way better.
Yeah, it should. But you know...
the away kit.
Our away kit, it looks like a scuba diving outfit. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Our away kit looks like the back of a
awful,
CD.
man. It's awful.
Really not good.
What I'm saying is you got a Nike kit. When you look at like what they're doing for Paris Saint-Germain, some of their stuff is fantastic.
That's Jordan, isn't it?
But it's the same. It's the same company.
It's the division.
I think Tottenham had a Jordan kit, right, Tobes, a couple of years ago?
Jordan.
No, I think it was just the old Nike logo that they used.
We've never had a Jordan kit.
Yeah,
was
they've
it?
never had a Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan are only doing PSG from what I
We did have like a NFL Nike sort of collab. No, not Nike, just an NFL thing.
You can see they're trying extra hard with PSG, but it's the city of fashion, isn't it?
AC Milan just signed.
Why don't they do it
a
with them
deal
all and they might sell loads?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
AC Milan and Off-White soon come as well.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Wow.
Where's this Jack Grealish and Gucci
Armani
collab as well?
Napoli.
I've not seen him on any products. Because he signed a deal with Gucci last season.
He did sign a deal with
Probably
Gucci.
got a couple of pictures of stumbling out of a club in wearing some Gucci bits that they can use. Oh, look at that. A goal at Maidstone.
Limbs.
2-1 against... oh, no, it's 1-1.
There's at least 4 arms flinging up there.
Yeah, limbs at Maidstone. Oh, it's 2-1. 10 minutes to go.
Wow.
Right, Arsenal 4, Leicester 2. Brighton still 0-0 at home to Newcastle. A bit disappointing. If you're Brighton and if you're Newcastle, if we're honest, both teams winning last week. I don't really think anyone would have said this one would be a 0-0.
Well, Brighton, they struggle at home, didn't they? Like last season, they struggled to score goals at home for a long time, and then all of a sudden they started scoring loads. It looks like they're struggling again. Don't worry, they've got us next week. They'll get their annual win against us. So
Mad.
PSG's kit this season looked fantastic. Love the centred badge, says Shekel Goblin. What do we think about the centred badge? If you look at those kits behind you, Nicky, the only one with a centred badge is City.
Yeah, not a fan.
Corny.
No, I've never been a fan of it.
Bit corny.
No, I think
Yeah,
it's
I've
got to
never been
be
a fan of
Over the heart.
manufacturer on the right
Yeah.
and club crest on the left.
Facts.
Surely.
Yep.
Facts.
This is
Yeah,
the only
so
way
I've
to
never-
do
I've
it.
never been a fan. I
Trying
don't
to
really
change too
understand
much in
it.
football, man.
Yeah.
Too much change. I want my
And
football back.
to me as well, does it look like, so you've got the Liverpool kit over there, you can see the Nike tick is quite flat. The Chelsea Nike tick looks like it goes up more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's the...
as well.
Yeah.
The Tottenham and the
They're saying that Fofana's had a howler today, but I'm not deterred.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
My
deterred
rating,
either, to be honest.
But there's
Well, we'd have to see it.
some of the kits. Some kits I've seen are hideous, especially away kits. Like I don't know why our kit's not great this year.
I'm really liking the Arsenal.
I'm hearing our
Say
third
United
one saying like
home
white
kits.
and orange. White and orange.
Where does that come from?
Yeah. Well,
Where has that come from?
Wow.
Fofana not worth 80 mil, says Dr. M.
I mean, a blind man or deaf man
Would say
know
that. And it'd be,
I don't think anyone's worth 80 mil.
some players are.
Van Dijk was worth.
Was Van
worth
Dijk
every
worth
penny.
80 mil
He's
at the
probably
time?
worth
Did
more.
we know he would be worth 80
I didn't
mil?
think he was, but he
proved he
within
would.
like a few months he shut me
Less
up.
than
I
that,
can't
bro.
lie. He was
few weeks.
He was magnificent. He's been magnificent for
Literally less
Liverpool.
than
First
a month,
game.
I'd say. Yeah.
Scored,
First game
scored against
at the
Everton.
top end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last minute.
I think
header.
unless you're signing like a
Can't have
Ramos
a
in their
better day
prime
than
or
that.
someone, no centre back's really worth 80 mil until you actually see what they develop to do. in that
But if we bought, let's say we bought Van Dijk for 55 mil instead of 75 mil, people at the time would have been saying, well,
it's a bargain.
It's a bargain, but people have said, yeah, well, he looks around 55
Yeah.
mil. I
So
don't
at
think
the end of
people
the
would have
day-
said he looks 90,
No,
100.
No, not necessarily.
When
But
it comes
he
to
definitely
values, I've always been a
justified
bit
his
funny
price
about
tag.
values about players as well, because like you can say, yeah, they're not worth it, but at the end of the day, if a club wants him, they've scouted him, and that's the price the club set, and that's the price they agree, that's what he's worth. We had
Not
this
necessarily. It's
I
what he's
had
worth
this
to the club,
six.
not what
well,
he's
it's
worth
what it's,
market rate.
yeah, but if that is the market. If they're saying we want to sell him for this, and they're willing to buy him for it, that's the market rate. That's what you're selling him for. We had this debate with Declan Rice last year, 150 million. We put 150 million price tag because we don't want to sell him.
Yeah,
That's why we put 150 million
I
pound
agree
price
that,
tag.
but that's what we're saying. So that's what.
But
he's
then
worth
if
to
Chelsea
you, but
or
no one
Man
will
United-
pay that.
But if they did, then
Yeah,
it's worth
if they-
150 million.
But because we haven't, that shows that he's not worth it.
If they did, he's not worth 150 million. It's just
Desperation.
The team wanted him that bad that they were willing to pay the price that you set.
Millwall have scored 3-2 at home to Coventry.
Have they
George
pulled that one out,
Saville,
have they?
again, another proper West.
George
not West Ham,
Saville.
Yeah.
Millwall name.
George Saville.
Son of Jimmy. Who knows?
Oh wow!
Let us know in the comments.
Jesus.
Could be.
My mind wasn't going there.
Yeah, I leave
Jesus.
Right, it's 90 minutes in the Premier League games. It's still 0-0. Wolves versus Fulham. Can there be a goal for anyone to nick it right at the end? Before we get into the apparently Silver Spring sent in a super chat saying Van Dijk is now unfollowed Saliba again on Instagram.
We've got to talk about Chelsea.
Yeah, well, that's
Chelsea
what we want to
Tottenham.
talk about. Chelsea
game tomorrow.
Tottenham,
Yeah.
big game tomorrow. We've got it covered here on DR Sports as well. The watch along for that. Is it you two on it?
Not me,
No,
no.
I'm not on it.
Not me.
I was meant to be going to the game, but I couldn't get a ticket now, so I'm doing a podcast instead.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, Chelsea Tottenham tomorrow. You guys head to head as you have been on this stream. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
For the last.
It's because he loves.
natural.
Pulisic.
This is
It's because he loves Pulisic, and I
don't love
And I
Pulisic.
give him some harsh truths on his player.
I give him half truths about Ndombele.
Yeah, that's fair. And Dom's been a flop.
Where's he
I'll
gone now?
admit it. He's going to Napoli. He's going to do well at Napoli.
Come on, let's preview.
Just like he
let's
did
preview,
well
let's
at,
preview. We're running out of
Lyon.
time.
Yeah, he's been
Right.
a flop. You want to admit it
We're
with
going to get another
Pulisic?
argument again. Come on.
You want to admit it
We've
with
got to cut this
Pulisic? I
down
don't know
before
why.
it goes off.
Is
mad again.
Pulisic good?
Talk to me. No, forget Pulisic.
That's what
Let's preview
That's
the
what I
game, score prediction, what it means for a Chelsea win, and what it would mean for a Tottenham win as well.
I mean, I went with 1-0 just because. Listen,
Chelsea.
I need my team to win. I know we're going into the game as underdogs because Tottenham have had a great summer. But obviously the record that we had against them last season, even without Reece James and Chilwell, who were injured, was strong. Beat them 3 times within a month. I know they had some personnel problems as well. Some of their players in their team that weren't really good enough, and now they've got a proper 11, you could say, and a bench. I think it'll be a close game. I think if you want my honest opinion, it's got a draw written all over it. Like, it's one of those games that are neither team wants to lose, but whoever does win will set down a marker in a way. I think if they win, it's more of a marker for them in terms of changing history, because obviously their record at Stamford Bridge is horrendous.
Cool, yeah.
If we beat them, then cool, but we still got work to do anyway. So, yeah, I'll go over 1-0, but I think it'll probably be a draw, to be honest.
You know what's funny? He had the audacity to call Chelsea underdogs at home.
Yeah, because that's what everybody's saying.
Underdogs.
I'm not saying I think they are.
I didn't interrupt you, bro. I didn't interrupt you. He had the audacity to call Chelsea. He had the audacity to call Chelsea underdogs at home in a fixture that they've not lost in like the last like 8 or 9 attempts. Yeah. We've won once there in 21 years, and he has the audacity to call them underdogs. You are not underdogs. You are at home. You are the favourite to win this game. Okay. So, me personally, I think it's going to end a draw. I think we have the tools to beat them. If we do beat them, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be with the way they're set up right now. But if you're Chelsea, let me say the Chelsea effect is real, and it really is real, because we've been in better moments and gone to that ground, and we've been humbled. So, we have the attack to beat them. We have the manager to beat them. Whether we will do it, I don't know. But at the very least, I think, in fact, I'm certain that we're not going to lose that game.
So you're certain you're not going to lose the game? Yeah. All the media and the pundits and everybody has you third above us. Why are you not favourites?
Wait, what do you mean all the media?
Everybody has you guys.
That's not true.
Everybody has you above
Matisse,
us.
I don't think that's true. I think some people have us third, some people don't.
You know why that is? I don't think that's everyone.
A lot, most people have us.
It's not most. And the ones who do, they only have us there because of Conte. You've said it yourself. You've been speaking all stream about Fofana that you're going to sign. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows Chelsea are going to make more signings. Everyone knows.
Right now we're talking about.
It doesn't matter. What does right now mean?
Right now for this game.
You said people are putting us third.
They are.
But you're saying people putting you third, but everyone knows that Chelsea are going to invest into their team. So what I'm saying with you is the people putting Spurs third is because of Conte. And it's the reason why I think we can finish third. It's because of Conte. You know why they're saying that. But it doesn't take away from the fact that you, on paper, still have a stronger squad than Spurs, and you are expected to finish above us.
Do you think it's a good time, or one of the best times, to play Chelsea?
I think it's a good time to have this fixture because, one, it teaches us something that we need to know about our team. 2, it gets a horrible fixture out of the way early. Worst case scenario, if we lose this game, it's not the end of the world. I will be disappointed massively, but it's not going to derail our season. Yeah, but for the measure of our quality, for where we want to be this season, we really need to be going to this game and at the very least picking up a point. We have to.
Do you agree?
I've seen just so many people. We even did it with our Big Six predictions. Tottenham win. I'm seeing people in the chat. Chelsea are going to get rolled into a spliff. It's all leaning towards Tottenham.
I thought it was all Chelsea.
I'm fine with that because I believe in my team. So
all leaning towards Tottenham. That's not true.
It is. Everybody, front
You're
three.
Such a liar.
Kulusevski on form.
You're such a liar.
Everybody's leaning towards Tottenham. They're ready. No, it's true.
No, I'm saying he's
Chelsea
such a
are
liar.
Chelsea are in disarray. Chelsea can't finish their chances. They can't strike a ball. Chelsea play ugly football. Chelsea have not got their transfer window sorted. Tottenham have signed all their players early. Everybody's ready for pre-season. Conte's putting them through the mix.
We have our first full time in the Premier League. Brighton 0, Newcastle 0. That one finishes goalless. And again, what a massive away journey that's been for those Newcastle fans to travel from all the way up north right down to the south coast on Brighton 0-0. Points are shared there, and it's a bit of a snore fest, if I'm honest, especially what Brighton did last week and Newcastle. So Brighton, Newcastle fans, let us know how you're feeling about that draw. Going on to the Tottenham-Chelsea predictions for tomorrow. Callie says 1-0, Island Life says 3-1 Spurs. Yog says Spud's getting the annual whooping. Everyone is still underestimating Chelsea, says Callie. They're going to be solid enough for top 4, as annoying as that is. And then Shekel says Spurs winning at the Bridge. We've also done a poll for you. Brentford United, as we know, kicks off at 5:30 very shortly. And it's a Brentford win, 49% of you. And Manchester United win, 27%. Draw 23% as well. So a lot of you, or double you, think that Brentford beat Manchester United today. Unbelievable, that is. Poll up for the Chelsea game. Can you see it? No, I cannot on my iPad. I can't see it. Have you got that poll there?
Yeah, so Chelsea win 33%, Tottenham win 31%, draw 36%. Very tight.
Very tight
indeed.
Everyone
said Spurs are favourites, according to Matisse.
Gremlins must be in the chat.
We've got to do our thing tomorrow, man. We've got to do our thing tomorrow.
Good thing you sat him over there, because if you were sitting here, it would be long.
What's going to change? What's going to change?
Arguing the whole time. They wouldn't.
What's going to change?
Be too lopsided.
Right.
You'll just be intimidated by my strength.
Man City. Your strength. You've had some debut on this show, I tell you, mate. You've come out with some howlers.
Listen,
today.
you gotta get me back, yeah? Get me back, yeah? Next time I bring the pina coladas.
Next time, just turn up on time.
That'd be a start.
There's been another full time in the Premier League. Man City 4, Bournemouth 0, as we all expected. We literally all predicted a 4-0 win.
Did we? Wow.
I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler
5-0.
there. 4-0 there. Obviously, Aston Villa have already beaten Everton 2-1, as you can see. Brighton 0, Newcastle 0. We're still going at St Mary's. There could there be a last-minute winner for each team?
Imagine if Southampton
it would be unbelievable if Southampton did get that third goal after scoring the last
Going
two.
to Wolves as well.
98 minutes have gone now at Molineux for Wolves versus Fulham. We wonder what's keeping the time going so long there. And it's been an eventful day in the Premier League, boys, and the Championship. Let's not forget as well.
Yeah, I love the Championship, man.
Lots
I was
of
seeing.
Full time at the Emirates as well now. Arsenal 4, Leicester 2. 2 wins out of 2 for the Gunners.
Good
Great
win for
start to
Arsenal.
the season.
Good win for Arsenal.
Only Blackburn have won their first 2 games in the Championship. Everybody else dropped points.
Wow.
Only one team with 6
Good
points
start,
out of 6.
that,
Insane,
Matisse.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Insane.
Southampton 2, Leeds 2 has now finished in the Premier League. St Mary's, what a little classic that was. And it looks like any second now, Wolves will be finishing their game at home with Fulham, who are about to receive 2 points out of their opening 2 games in the Premier League, which isn't bad for Fulham. It should be 4, though. Did miss a penalty, Mitrovic, which he'll be gutted about. And there's also some time to get our predictions out that we made at the start of the show, I think.
Yeah. Wolves, Fulham.
So, last week, last week?
I believe it was Fuad.
Fuad was really good last week. It was. So, for Arsenal, Leicester, I went 2-0 Arsenal. Matisse went 2-1 Arsenal. Nicky went 2-2. And Tobi went 3-1 Arsenal, which is, it's the closest one. So, well done on that one. City, every single one of us, 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, 5-0. And we all got it right. So, unfortunately, you didn't win there. Brighton, Newcastle, we've got 2-2 from AGT. That's what I went with. Matisse thought it would be 2-1 to Newcastle. Nicky thought it would be 2-1 to Brighton.
Yep.
And Tobi went for a 1-1 draw. So Tobi does win that one. It is now full-time at Molineux after 100 minutes played. Wolves 0, Fulham 0. Not a great start to the season either for Wolves, by the way. 1 point out of a possible 6. Derby also beating Barnsley 2-1 in League One, which is a good start for them, trying to get back up into the Championship. Southampton, I went with 1-1. There was a 2-2 from Matisse, 2-0 from Nicky to Southampton, and a 2-2 from Tobi. That 2-2. One, of course, finished 2-2. So excellent there from Matisse and Tobi. I went for a draw as well. And then Wolves versus Fulham. None of us got that one right, if I'm honest with you. So there's no point in even reading them out because we were all miles off.
Tobi takes that, man.
0-0.
Tobi takes that, boy.
Tobi takes it. Another forfeit for Tobi, Tomsy is saying.
If only you'd said 4-0 with the Man City game, you'd have romped it.
I would have.
Did well there, to be fair. Right, we're going to wrap it up there. It's been an incredible afternoon of football on the Saturday Football Show. Nicky, thanks so much for coming on again, mate. Much. We know you from, obviously, DR, but also West Ham Fan TV. We had Jason down last week, so looking forward to seeing what you're doing next time.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be back a few times this season.
Of course, mate. We look forward to it because you're a great guest, as always. Matisse, as well, thank you very much for your presence today, too. Your sparring partner, Tobi, made his debut today.
Come on, I want the same praise as Nicky.
You were late.
You turned out late.
You did one of the forfeits, and then you trashed me many times. Which is never good.
Come on,
listen.
Matisse's little bro.
Whatever way you want to look at it, it's been an eventful debut for Tobi. Whatever way you want to look at it on the Saturday Football Show.
Guys, put in the comments that you want me back.
Well, if you have to ask them,
they're probably going to say no.
Listen,
if you have to force them to, But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, remember to like the video, comment as well with your thoughts of how the stream's gone. Let us know how we were, but also if your team won, drew or lost. Don't forget Brentford 5:30 against Manchester United, and subscribe if you haven't already to DR Sports. We'll be back tomorrow with Chelsea versus Tottenham. Come
on, you Spurs.
We'll see you then. Take care.
Come on, you Spurs.
What do we think?